I'm Doug Brown. Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred says Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner will not be disciplined for celebrating the team's World Series win with his teammates. Manfred says other facts came to light that helped explain why Turner joined the celebration even after testing positive for COVID-19. It's Alex Cora take two in Boston. The Red Sox rehire Cora to manage the team after he serves a one-year suspension for his involvement in the Astros sign-stealing scandal. Cora joins Tigers manager A.J. Hinch, getting right back in the game. ESPN's Buster Olney.
Because they're the two of the best managers in baseball. And that, as we've seen so many situations in the past in baseball, if you can perform and you're eligible, someone's going to take a shot at you.
Buster Olney on Greeny. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports 4 more NFL players tested positive today, including 1 from the Packers, 1 from the Bears, and 2 from the Bengals. And after a positive test on the football staff, the Falcons closed their practice facility today.
Church's new chicken sandwich is finally here. With almost 70 years in the kitchen, you can bet we put the work in to make it worth it. It's everything you love about Church's between 2 buns. Get it today, just $3.99. Thanks for waiting. Church's, bringing that down-home flavor.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
The Brain.
Hey, the brain got a proof.
And Mr. Toby Time Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Happy Football Friday. Man, I'm really looking forward to this weekend. No LSU game, Saints on Sunday Night Football. Going to do a little weekend in the Crescent City. Looking forward to that. So 3 hours to get through, and then a little kick your feet up weekend, have a cocktail, have some dinner, have some good times. Hopefully you all find some time to relax this weekend as well. Phil Steele in 15 minutes to preview the biggest games of college football. We'll still have our tailgate segment with Jay Ducote later this hour. Theriot in the next hour. We'll have a picks segment to start hour 3. Need to make up some ground there on Theriot. We'll get into all that here over the next 3 hours. Saints on Sunday Night Football. It is the biggest game in the NFL this weekend. We saw it week 1 with the Saints beating Tampa 34-23 in a game that really didn't even feel that close. New Orleans intercepted Tom Brady twice that day. They harassed him throughout the day, but since then, Tampa has really emerged to be one of the best teams, not only in the NFC, but the entire NFL, while the Saints have managed to stumble their way through a variety of injuries and still arrive at this date at 5-2, tied in the loss column with the Bucs, who are 6-2, and the Saints, of course, have the tiebreaker by virtue of the fact that they're a Week 1 win. So this one, though, could look decidedly different. We know that Antonio Brown has been signed, and he will be active. He's expected to be active on Sunday against New Orleans. Leonard Fournette, his emergence within Tampa Bay's offense has been pronounced as the carries have slowly eroded from Ronald Jones and gone to Leonard Fournette, and you expect that to continue. Alvin Kamara is on an MVP pace, even though he's not going to get that type of recognition that he deserves. And New Orleans, which has spent really the bulk of this season, aside from 3 quarters of basically, without Mike Thomas, should get Michael Thomas back. The new layer of intrigue is naturally that Drew Brees has spent a chunk of this week on the injury report. And Sean Payton had a teleconference with reporters today, Friday, and he was asked about both Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and their status.
Yeah, we'll see. Thought we had a good week of preparation, and we'll wait till game day. Yeah, we'll see.
So, good week. We'll wait till game day. Non-committal there from Sean Payton. I'll grant you, it would be pretty intriguing if Jameis Winston got his first action this season for New Orleans at Tampa, if it was against his former team in that game. Now, certainly that would change the entire dynamics of this offense if Jameis Winston were playing for the first time. And Drew Brees has been sort of nondescript this week when asked about the Kinesio tape. He said, I'm 41. I'm always limited on Wednesday. I'm 41. I got stuff, which no doubt he does. And I'll maintain that I don't really care that Drew Brees has Kinesio tape or is limited and can't throw the ball downfield because he don't do that anyway. We've made such a big deal about air yards, which I'm not disputing that. It's what it is. What's the stat that I heard Jimmy Ott and Mike Delicano mention earlier this week, that Brees has attempted only 6 passes all season that have traveled more than 20 yards in the air? Through 7 games, 6 passes in 20 games? It's just not what the Saints do. But it's not what they did last year. It's not what they've done for the last handful of years because that's not how the offense is built. So can Brees be precise within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, get the ball to athletes in space, get Mike Thomas back, opens up the offense? Let's see. One more, though, from Sean Payton on Mike Thomas, who talked about working him back into the offense.
Look, anytime a player's been out, there's a you don't just ever put him in a game with 60, 70 straight plays. So there's a process.
Sean certainly doesn't like talking about his players. God, he hates talking about his players. I mean, Brandon, what did you tell me? The entire teleconference was like 3 minutes?
3 minutes, 15 seconds. The video was 4:24. The last minute 10 was just blank screen.
Oh, man. But the other thing that tells you, too, and it's one of the reasons why, if you want to look for the positive, listen, I don't pick with my heart, y'all. I try to look at this analytically. It's why a couple of weeks ago, when LSU played South Carolina and I picked South Carolina, a lot of y'all were mad at me. And look, LSU won, good on them, but there was nothing that you could possibly decipher up until that point in the season, and with LSU starting a freshman quarterback, to say, yep, that's a game they should win. That's what it was. Now, they won, good on them. It's not to say the Saints can't win. It's NFL. It's any given Sunday. But when you chop through this, look, Tampa's favored by 4.5. This is the first time all season, by the way. First time all season. The 8th game. It's the first time all season that the Saints are an underdog. How about that? They've been favored every week since. They were favored against Tampa in week 1 by 3.5. They were favored against the Raiders by 5.5, lost. They were favored at home against the Packers by 3.5, lost. They were favored on the road against the Lions by 3. They won that game. Favored by 8 against the Chargers, needed OT to win it. A little bit of luck with a missed kick. They were favored against the Panthers by 7.5. Now, they ain't covering nothing, but they're winning. But this will be the first time all season that New Orleans is an underdog. They'll go on the road to do it. And there's a reason. Listen, I mean, I could make the case for the Saints. Pass rush is improving. Obviously, having Marcus Davenport back has made a giant impact. And he was not there in week 1. But the giant sack at the end of the Carolina game that pushed the Panthers just out of field goal range. In overtime this past week against the Bears, 2 sacks on that overtime possession. The Saints are starting to get that pass rush again. They were so good a year ago. They were one of only 3 teams a year ago that had at least 50 sacks on the season. It just hasn't been there this year. And in large part, it's because Cam Jordan's been non-existent. And I'm not trying to knock an all-pro. He's spectacular. He's just gotten off to a really slow start through the first half. Hoping he comes along with Davenport's emergence and the type of start that Trey Hendrickson's had as well. Pass rush is improvement. Throughout his career, Marshawn Lattimore has owned Mike Evans. There's no other way to say that. Marshawn Lattimore has taken up residence within Mike Evans' head for as long as they've been in the league against each other. I don't know why this week would be any different. I can look at the fact that Tampa this past week went up to New York and struggled to move the football against the New York Giants, who are a miserable football team, who are very squarely in the running for the number 1 overall pick in the draft and the worst record in the NFL. And Tampa, the Giants essentially got screwed on a PI call on a 2-point conversion. That doesn't mean they would have won if they had converted the 2, but the game would have gone to overtime. Now, I could throw out Tampa having to travel. Tampa goes and plays on the road in New York on Monday Night Football. So a short week that included travel, that's a tough turnaround, especially when you're talking about a 43-year-old quarterback. Michael Thomas's return benefits New Orleans. There's the intangible aspect of Brees and Peyton being an underdog and pointing at this game, circling and going, we want that one. Yep, want that game. And maybe they get it. I'd love to see him get it. It's just really hard to logically look at this game and say, yeah, I think this is the Saints game to have. Look, yesterday on the show on Thursday, Mike Detillier picked Tampa and said succinctly, there's going to be a rubber match in January. And I think many people are pointing at that these two teams probably meet again in the playoffs. That wouldn't be unprecedented. The Saints and the Panthers did that a few years ago. and the Saints swept them 3-0. But for this one, Saints have an uphill climb to go on the road and get that one on Sunday Night Football. Here's hoping they can. Bruce Arians did say today also that Chris Godwin, they expect him to play. Godwin, if you haven't been following, he fractured his finger, did not play against the Giants on Monday night after having surgery last week. And then Arians said Godwin would be at practice today, Friday, and they would see if he could catch the ball. Apparently, he had no problem with that. Arians said, quote, he caught the ball fine. I would anticipate him probably playing. So when you look at Tampa, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, you add Antonio Brown, you've already got Gronk and Brate. That's not even to mention Scotty Miller, who people forget is the Bucs' leading receiver right now. I know, right? But that's what it is. I mean, there are a slew of weapons on that Tampa Bay offense that the Saints are going to have to mess with and see if this defense is up to the challenge. We will talk plenty throughout the course of the day today about Saints and Bucs, a gigantic game. It's the biggest game in the NFL this weekend for NFC South supremacy at the midway point of the season. It is after further review. No LSU this weekend, but it is a really nice slate of college football games, including, of course, Clemson traveling to Notre Dame without Trevor Lawrence. We know that much. You got a gigantic game in the SEC East with Florida, Georgia, the cocktail party in Jacksonville. The Pac-12 kicks off. Both teams in the Pac-12 that are perceived to be the teams that might be able to make some noise as it pertains to a playoff run, with Southern Cal and Oregon both in action tomorrow as well. So we'll delve into all of that with Phil Steele when we come back, including, by the way, a gigantic game tonight, including a team nobody wants to talk about, but a team that is, by virtue of their record and the way that they've been playing, demanding they be involved in the conversation with respect to the playoff. And we'll talk about all that with Phil Steele. It is a Football Friday edition of AFR. We're brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center in Baton Rouge, our home for whiskey and wine all throughout the LSU football season. And glad to have you hanging out with us here on a Friday edition of AFR. Phil Steele next.
AFR.
Not too early to start thinking about dinner plans, so make tonight an Ichiban night. Essen near Perkins, Airline Highway in Gonzales. Voted by you the best sushi and best hibachi in the Best of 225 awards, with the freshest fish, the most creative specialty rolls, award-winning hibachi. Whether you want to enjoy a cocktail at the bar, entertain a client, have a romantic date night, a fun family night, celebrate a birthday, no matter the occasion, Ichiban is spectacular. Have a great dining experience. And from our friends at Ichiban, their new concept is Boru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. If you're not familiar, you take I-110 north, you exit Government Street, go to the right, go through the first light. On your left, you'll see the gigantic red building, that development there, the Electric Depot. Boru Ramen, this is a culinary experience, y'all. Boru Ramen now available for carry-out as well. Check them out on their Instagram page, B-O-R-U, Boru Ramen, from our friends at Ichiban, now open in Electric Depot.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Football Friday, no LSU game, but still plenty of football to dissect and digest. That's why we call upon the man, Phil Steele, philsteele.com, S-T-E-E-L-E, philsteele.com. Make sure you go take the Phil Steele Plus tour and pick up the Phil Steele College Football Preview at Books A Million and Barnes & Noble. Phil, thanks for the time as always. How are you?
I am doing great, Matt. We finally have all the conferences playing this week, so finally back to full, all 127 teams that are playing this year.
And we will delve into some Pac-12 because I am interested in at least two of the Pac-12 teams. But let me start tonight, Phil. Normally you and I wouldn't be talking about BYU at Boise, but it's a number 9 against a number 21 matchup. Boise's only played 2 games this year. BYU, a 4-point favorite. But, Phil, as we've talked about here, BYU is flirting with the possibility of a playoff berth if they can be impressive enough and be undefeated. So can BYU go on the Smurf turf in Boise tonight and make it 8-0?
Yeah, I think they can. And, I mentioned at the start of the year I thought BYU could run the table this season with the downgraded schedule, and they sure have been impressive. Sometimes teams take a week off here or there. BYU hasn't. Their defense holding opponents to 281 yards per game. The offense putting up over 500 yards per game. They're basically outgaining their opponents by 250 yards per game, almost unheard of. And now they're taking on probably the toughest game of the season, Boise State, as you talked about, the blue turf. Jack Sears looked good. We'll see if Bachmeier has a chance playing. It's an interesting situation. But I think BYU's got the better defense. I love Zach Wilson at QB. He's a guy that's going to be probably a first-round draft pick last year. 19 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the year, strong running game, strong defense. I think BYU goes on the road and takes care of business. And if they win, I think they need to win impressively to really get into that playoff talk.
No, you're right. Only 2 games after this, and it's against Northern Arizona and San Diego State. So this really is the last opportunity to make an impression. Phil thinks they do it. All right, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Central Time, what to make of Michigan? An impressive Week 1 win at Minnesota, then they fall on their face against Michigan State. Now they go on the road to 13th-ranked Indiana. Phil, I know you and I talked last week after Indiana's win over Penn State. Even though they were doubled up in yardage, basically, they still managed to win. They're still 2-0, and they are the home team here, yet Michigan a slight favorite. What do you think?
Yeah, and at the start of the year, Matt, I had Michigan 3rd, Indiana 4th, but it wouldn't surprise me if Indiana passed them up, was my thought process. And this is going to be a confident Indiana team. Now, for years, the last 3 years, they have played the big boys tough. They take the game into the fourth quarter. Somehow, some way, they lose the game. This year, maybe the tide's turned. They actually somehow, some way beat Penn State. So they'll be confident here against Michigan. I like Michael Penix. He's a mobile type of quarterback that can give Michigan trouble. Stevie Scott, still waiting for him to break out at running back, but I know the talent is there. Wap Filliar, wide receiver. Hendershot at tight end. They're loaded there. And Defensively, these two teams are actually pretty close. In fact, Indiana allowing less yards per game. So I haven't been overwhelmed with Michigan. They did look good in the opener against Minnesota, but keep in mind, Minnesota basically handed them 21 points in that game. A fumble, special teams, a stop on downs. They got 3 easy touchdowns out of that. I think Indiana's got a shot at pulling the upset here.
All right, let's stay in the morning window, and it will be early morning out in L.A. Arizona State, USC, the Pac-12 will kick off at 9 a.m. local time in the Coliseum with no fans. Phil, I was a little surprised to see this line at 10.5. What do you think, and what do you make of what we should expect from the Pac-12 starting not until November, obviously?
You know, when I look at the Pac-12, Matt, I think that it's going to be, if anybody's in the Pac-12 is going to make the playoffs this year, it would be either USC or Oregon, and I think USC has better personnel. Now, can they play up to their talent level on a week-in, week-out basis? We'll see. But I think they open up the season impressively. Slovis at QB, all their units ranking my top units in front of the magazine. And while Jaden Daniels is exciting, and Herm Edwards usually has Arizona State in close games almost every single week, I like USC to win this one by more than a 10.5. Look good, and if they get past Utah in week 3, this could be an unbeaten team at the end of the season.
That would bring up a very interesting conversation of what to do with an undefeated Pac-12 team, but after having played just 6 games. But we'll have that conversation maybe in 6 weeks, potentially. Let's move into the afternoon. Phil Steele is our guest, philsteele.com, Steele. Joins us every Friday to highlight the biggest games in college football. In the SEC, certainly the biggest game and arguably the biggest game in the country is, well, there's one other one we'll get to in a bit, but number 8 Florida on the road at 5th-ranked Georgia. Let me actually clarify, that's in Jacksonville, so that's a neutral site with about 18,000 fans. Phil, a lot of people are surprised to see Georgia a 3-point favorite because it seems like if ever there was a year for Florida to get this win, this is it. What do you think? Is it finally time for the Gators to rise up and get a win in this series?
Well, you remember when Georgia played Arkansas in the opener? Boy, did they look bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they were outgained they were losing 10-5 in the third quarter, for crying out loud, against Arkansas. And then everybody's like, well, they really don't have an offense. They're not going to be competitive. Next week, they just smacked Auburn, 27-6. Wasn't even that close. 442 to 216-yard edge in the game. Last week, if you're Kirby Smart, you saw what Kentucky can do on offense. You said, you know what, guys, if we turn the ball over, that's the only way we lose the game. Score 7 points, we'll win. They did just that, 14-3. I think you'll see a better Georgia offense this week. Defensively, I still feel, even though they gave up 41 points to Bama, they've got the best defense in the country. And Florida's got the offensive edge. Georgia's got the defensive edge. I'm going to go with Georgia. I think they were sandbagging that a little bit last week. I think Georgia's going to impress this week.
Interesting. So Phil likes the Bulldogs in the neutral site to take care of business. That would certainly be a de facto elimination game in the SEC East if Georgia's able to beat Florida there. One more in the SEC that's of interest just because – Phil, we're keeping our eye on Texas A&M because they're a team that, while not many people are talking about right now, they're ranked 7th. The only loss is to Bama, and they have a great shot to run the table. And if they do, they could very much be in the conversation as a one-loss non-SEC champion to get into the playoff. But Will Muschamp always seems once a year to have his team rise up and play a great game. Now, maybe that was Auburn earlier this year, but A&M's a 10-point road favorite at South Carolina. What do you think? Is this a tricky trap spot potentially for A&M?
Yeah, it could be, especially with South Carolina coming into this one off a bye like they are. And, you know, as you mentioned, you look at the Auburn game, they beat Auburn. If you watch the Florida game, I thought they played an even game against Florida. Could easily have pulled that one out. So this is a dangerous South Carolina team. Colin Hill at QB, Kevin Harris at running back. But I see A&M improving each week. You look at that run game with Spiller and Smith. They can run the football down the throat. That offensive line, wow, they're averaging 5.3 yards per carry. They've allowed 1 sack on the year. Kellen Mond's got a 12-2 ratio, and the defense playing well. Now, last week, Arkansas put up 31 points, but keep in mind, that was 42-17 late in the third quarter. Arkansas got a couple of late scores, including one with 36 seconds left. That worries me a little. Can South Carolina get a backdoor score? But I like A&M to go on the road and get this win impressively.
Let's go to the night windows, Phil, and what is very likely the biggest game in the country. Number 1, Clemson, on the road in South Bend against 4th-ranked Notre Dame. We know the story, no Trevor Lawrence. Phil, there's this old angle about, you never bet on a freshman quarterback in his first road start. LSU got a taste of that with T.J. Finley a week ago in Auburn. What about DJ Uiagalelei going on the road with number 1 Clemson at 4th-ranked Notre Dame.
Yeah, it is a tough spot, I think, for Clemson. They're also missing Skalski, their outstanding signal caller linebacker on the defense. But I like both defenses here. You look at Notre Dame, they're allowing 265 yards per game, almost 100, holding opponents almost 150 yards below their season average. They have a legitimate defense that's tough to run on, tough to pass on. Clemson, same thing. I know they gave up 28 points to Boston College, but one of those was a 96-yard fumble return for a touchdown. BC had 60 yards in the second half. I think you'll see both defenses play well. My favorite play in this one, Matt, is actually the under.
Okay.
Total's 52.5 or something in that area. I think it will be a lower-scoring game with a freshman quarterback, but it's tough to bet against Clemson. I think Clemson probably comes out with the win, but like I said, I like the under in a tight game.
Phil, before you jump, give me your thought, if you would, on Stanford and Oregon, because you mentioned at the start here, if there is a Pac-12 team that could make the playoff, it would be either USC or Oregon. Traditionally, Stanford's been one of those teams that's given Oregon trouble with their style of play. What about tomorrow night at Autzen Stadium?
Yeah, it's interesting. When Stanford was given Oregon trouble, it was because they were the more physical team, going against Helfrich and his speedy, fast offense, and Stanford would just bully them. And then last year, that's what happened to Stanford. Oregon just bullied them. They ran the ball well, were more physical at the line of scrimmage, and Oregon actually had the edge at Stanford and won the game 21-6. Now this year, I've got some concerns with Oregon in the fact that they had the best offensive lineman in the country in Penei Sewell. He's gone, as is their entire offensive line from last year. They only have one career start coming back on the offensive line. Not starter, one career start coming back on the offensive line. They lose Justin Herbert at quarterback, and defensively, I had their secondary rated number 1 in the country in my magazine, but unfortunately, nickelback Javon Holland, cornerback Thomas Graham, and safety Brady Breeze, all NFL prospects, all opted out. So now they've got a young secondary, young offensive line, young quarterback, and David Shaw's not going to have 2 losing seasons in a row. He's one of those. This will be one of those bounce-back years. They're on my most improved list. I think Stanford plays with Oregon, potentially even upsets them. I definitely like Stanford plus the points in this game. I think it'll be a really good game.
He is Phil Steele. Nobody better at talking college football. PhilSteele.com. STEELE, PhilSteele.com. Phil, let's tell them about the Phil Steele Plus Tour as well, and also where they can still pick up the magazine.
I appreciate that, Matt. Yeah, the Phil Steele Plus Tour, it's absolutely free. You get 5 free selections. It's on YouTube. Just go to PhilSteele.com, click on the link. It'll take you right there. And you get to learn a little bit about what's beneath the surface on some of these games, find out some interesting aspects. So that's PhilSteele.com. Take the Phil Steele Plus Tour and get free selections. And then right now at Barnes & Noble and Books A Million right there in Louisiana, you could still pick up the magazine. Normally it's off sale by now because, the season's halfway over. We got teams just kicking off their season now, so it's still on sale. Barnes & Noble and Books A Million to pick up the magazine.
He is Phil Steele. Make sure you follow him on Twitter as well, at PhilSteele042. Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, man. Always good talking to you. Have a good weekend, my friend. And LSU will not lose this weekend. I guarantee it.
Get out of here. Oh, God. If I didn't laugh, I'd cry. Tell me you didn't think the same thing.
He just had to slide that one in, right? Just, yeah.
What percentage of the LSU fan base do you think feels that exact same way? Like, thank God they don't play so you don't have to watch them lose.
I'm
80?
65.
Oh, I'd go 80.
65. You think it's 80?
The percent of the fan base which is completely delusional that is always going to pick them to win every game, every time, always, and it's like, I would say 20%. You have a larger majority that's always optimistic, but realistic as well. And then you have the other 25-30% that's like the super other end of that spectrum. We actually saw that manifest when Ed was hired. You had, a small percentage that was like gung-ho all in, large majority that was cautiously optimistic. Yeah, this could work, CEO, that whole thing. And then you had like me, was like, what are you doing? This is the stupidest thing in the world. I don't know, maybe I'm just jaded by all that. What do you think? What do you think about this? Are you glad they're not playing this weekend?
No, not at all.
No,
I need the rest, but
as far as hey, look, as soon as this show ends, I'm going home. I'm going to drink a Sazerac. Tomorrow, we're heading down to New Orleans. Got a couples weekend. Going to have a nice dinner. Weekend away from the kids. Like, I'm pumped. I'm pumped they're not playing. But professionally speaking. But I mean, like, personally, as far as a fan, do you wish they were playing?
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm on that other end.
Paul, what about you? You wish they were playing?
No, I think they need a week off.
Yeah. Poll question, Brain. Let's make it the poll question today. We'll find out. Theriot in studio 30 minutes from right now. We'll go around the SEC. Jay Ducote in about 15 minutes. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. Love sharing great testimonials. Got this one today. Paul sent it over to me. Not this Paul, but Paul sent over at River City's 1 Hour Air. This is a review from Harry Lawrence, who said, today I was scheduled for my winter inspection. Thanks, Britt. Your knowledge, service, professionalism, manners, and personality are unmatchable. I appreciate service professionals who take their job seriously and yet are kind to you. Thanks, River City's 1 Hour Air, for sending us Britt. Hopefully, he will be our tech in the spring. That is a testimonial from Harry Lawrence, a River City's 1 Hour Air customer who posted that on Google. River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001. Have your preseason heater safety check, 752-0001. Just $97. Call to schedule it today. River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
They are exactly the same.
They're identical. Actually, they're not. House 2 also has antioxidant vitamin C.
Antioxidant?
Then we'll take House 2.
Given the choice, why wouldn't you choose the one with antioxidant vitamin C? Choose Vizzy Hard Seltzer.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can get into a 2020 Highlander for $4,500 off MSRP. That's right, $4,500 off MSRP. Hurry in, they won't last long. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
So a day ago, we learned that on the weekend, the Pac-12 returns to play, that the Washington-Cal game will not be played because of positive COVID tests. Today, the Pac-12, via statement, announced that the Arizona and Utah game, scheduled for tomorrow as well, will also not be played. The Pac-12 releasing that statement via Twitter, essentially saying that they have approved the request from Utah to cancel the game. Apparently, Utah did not have the minimum number of scholarship players available for the game. The game will not be made up. So this, again, speaks to a point I made yesterday and is going to be a recurring point that I make about the Pac-12. If you don't care about the Pac-12, that's fine. And my standpoint, and what I've said openly many times, is I'm very excited for these players. I'm very excited for the Pac-12 players to be able to play some part of their season to get to compete. Same for the coaches and for the fans of those teams that get to watch their teams compete. But with respect to the college football playoff, I've got to put my foot down. I cannot see any scenario, zero. There is not one scenario where I would be okay with a Pac-12 team playing only 6 games and getting into the playoff, when you're going to have SEC teams play 10 or 11 games, ACC playing 11 or 12 games, the Big 12 playing a full schedule. Even the Big 10 is trying to play 8 and then potentially 9 in a Big 10 championship game. I cannot be okay with a Pac-12 team playing 6 games and getting in. Now, the reason this news is even more significant is because assuming these teams play the rest of their schedule, they only play 5 games. Now, remember, there's really only 2 teams that roundly are considered teams that would be in the conversation for a playoff, and that's Oregon and USC. That's really it. If you look at the pollsters and the prognosticators, those are the 2 from the Pac-12 that really would have a shot, would have to go undefeated. Keep in mind, this Arizona-Utah game, the reason this is significant, the next 2 opponents for Southern Cal, on the road at Arizona, on the road at Utah. What if Utah stays in these COVID protocols for another 2 weeks? Then Southern Cal misses their game. Now, Arizona was prepared to play, so I don't think there would be an issue with SC going to Arizona next week. But in 2 weeks, game at Utah would certainly seem to be in jeopardy. We're seeing Wisconsin have to cancel 2 games. So now, let's say SC misses one of these games. Now they're only going to play 5. Would a 5-0 SC team belong in the playoff? Not just no, but hell no. That's why this is massively important, man. And look, I'll go back. As unfair as it is to the players, the leadership in that conference and the leadership in the Big Ten did their student-athletes wrong. They were hasty and became very agenda-driven with their decision to cancel instead of do what everyone else did, which was, hey, let's delay and see if it's going to be doable, how we might be able to make it work. And look, every other league is making it work. Yes, there's hurdles to clear, but they're doing those and adjusting as necessary. The analogy Greg Sankey has given many times, which is appropriate, is we're building the bridge as we cross it. It's very apropos. There have been times where the SEC has had to reschedule or pause, but they left themselves that flexibility because they didn't cancel the way those leagues did, and they left themselves more flexibility, hence they're in a better position. I don't see how the Pac-12 could in any way be in a conversation for the playoff. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're with us here. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen at southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Of course, LSU has a bye this weekend, so if you're looking to get out, beautiful Saturday weather, go shop for that new vehicle, test drive one at South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer on Airline just north of Highland, or online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. You can shop every vehicle. If it's on the lot, it's online at southpointvw.com. Now, remember this as well. Sign then Drive is back. 0 down, 0 due at signing, no first month's payment, no security deposit. Literally, you sign your name and you drive away in a brand new vehicle. Sign then Drive at South Point Volkswagen. Check it out online, southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? We do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The South Carolina Gamecocks.
Will Muschamp says sophomore linebacker Jamar Brown will miss the next few weeks after a knee scope. Brown missed most of the season with a nagging knee issue. Spent time at safety this offseason. He's listed 6'1", 215. He was a 3-star recruit out of Florida. Cornerback Cam Smith, meanwhile, is expected to be back and available after an injury. So is tight end Kevon Mullins. He's a bit more of an unknown after an ankle injury. South Carolina is at home against A&M on Saturday.
The Auburn Tigers.
This season, the tight end position for Auburn has already become a bigger part of the offense with the combination of John Samuel Schenker, Luke Deal, and Jeremiah Pagese, who's like 350 pounds. Now, Chad Morris and position coach Larry Porter are adding another tight end. True freshman Brandon Frazier has not dressed for a game yet this season following an injury late in the preseason. Get this. 6'7", 270. Auburn making use of gigantic tight ends. They expect Frazier, to be targeted early and often. Auburn has a bye this week, and then next week they're at Mississippi State.
The Missouri Tigers.
And Mizzou has depth issues all along the offensive line, but landed a future reinforcement through the NCAA transfer portal. E.J. Ndoma Ogar has signed with Mizzou after spending last year at Oklahoma. Played in 4 games for OU in 2019 as a freshman, all at left guard. He was a 4-star prospect, opted out of the 2020 season, so that means now Ndoma Ogar will arrive at Missouri with 4 full seasons of eligibility starting in 2021. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products. They're online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. You need your business to run more efficiently. Gulf Coast Office Products can make that happen. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, sit tight. A lot of people wondered why I wasn't shooting. Yeah.
He taped over the top of it?
Yep. Hester put tape on the goal. Yesterday was on the lights. Today was tape. Now I'm just actually curious, like, what's next? Like, where else could he put it, you know? Like, where else could he put the goal? What else could he do? Well, sure, the goal's tilted. I'm short. I'm online. I'm just short. Bummer. 0 for 4. Hey, Paul. You're fired, by the way.
What's up?
You're fired. You don't get to pick Hester over me. Like, you've been here longer than you've been with him, right? You've been AFR longer than you've been Hester. I'm not cool with this. You're sabotaging me every day.
I'm not doing anything.
You know that he's doing it, and you're allowing me to walk right into it. What's your problem?
He does it at the beginning of the show, and then I forget about it until you look at the goal.
Brain, you've already been fired many times. Paul's fired too now.
I was going to say, don't even look over here. You fired me way too many times.
Paul, you're fired. But not really. But you're so fired. All right, Jay Ducote in studio. Now, you know what? I'll tell you what. You don't get any tacos, Paul. How about that? Jay's bringing in tacos from Government Tacos. You don't get any. I'm not ever giving you any more Dead Soxy. You're not getting any more Kentucky's Best Hemp. What other free stuff do I get?
Bottle of Sazerac just
Sazerac? You're not getting any of it. Well, Paul doesn't drink that anyway. Paul's like a beer guy, right? Yeah, Paul's a beer guy.
Oh, well, that explains it.
What?
Well, they get the beer connection in the previous show.
No.
No?
He's been doing this since before that.
Okay.
He just sits over there. Look at him with his little smirk. Look at his little smirk over there. You won't even put yourself on camera and your little smirk. Yeah, now you're not going to smirk. Jerk. Nicest guy in here, Paul, is turning into the biggest jerk. Who'd have thought? Make that a poll question, Brain. Does Paul O'Neill become the biggest jerk at Guarantee? Yes or no?
That's going to be pretty overwhelming.
Need T-Bob?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It's after further review. Stick around.
AFR.
Brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Online at lainsurance.net. lainsurance.net. Better coverage for less money. That's Insurance Network of Louisiana. You might be thinking, Matt, it's Friday, man. It's Friday. The Tigers don't play. Got nothing going on. No biggie. I'll wait and I'll call them on Monday. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you call right now? You got an hour and 15 minutes until they close for the weekend. Hour and 15 minutes. You could make this phone call right now and let them get started. I love sharing great testimonials. Here's an AFR listener named Sean. He's been with Liberty Mutual. They're saving him $1,200 annually. He's been with Liberty for about 6 years. Pretty good coverage, just overpaying. Better coverage, less money, and it's free to have them shop. I don't know why anybody wouldn't make this phone call. You're driving around. Maybe you're cutting off work early. Maybe you're already at home. Maybe you're watching this on CST. Wherever you are, pick up the phone and call right now, 293-0450. 293-0450. 293-0450 for Insurance Network of Louisiana, 293-0450.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
In and eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Prompt, professional, reliable. If you're looking for a breath of fresh air with your AC and heating needs, call the professionals at Anison Bitter. Anison Bitter, a Rheem Pro partner, keeping your family comfortable for over 25 years.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. At LSU, we play hard, but we tailgate harder. Light your burner, fire up the grill, It's time for our Football Fridays tailgate recipe of the week with celebrity chef Jay Ducote
I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I really learned how to cook tailgating for LSU football.
of BiteandBooze.com.
There's whole pigs cooking in Cajun microwaves and big cast iron pots of gumbo and jambalaya and red beans and rice and these amazing South Louisiana dishes. That's how I learned how to cook.
Our Football Friday tailgate segment with Jay Ducote, presented by Chris's Specialty Foods. We appreciate certainly our friends at Chris's Specialty Foods for making this segment available every single week. We'll tell you more about Chris's in just a quick second. But with no game this week, obviously, this was a great opportunity to have Jay come in studio and talk about his endeavor, which we have talked about for so many months now, which you've pulled off amid a pandemic, which is remarkable. Welcome.
Thank you.
So for those who don't know, Jay's Restaurant, Government Taco, has reopened. It was originally opened in White Star Market on Government Street, where they essentially, how would you describe it? It was like a booth?
It was a stall and a food hall.
Oh, a food. Okay. This is a standalone restaurant on Government Street near Jefferson. And, dude, it looks so good. Like, you have to be thrilled, right?
I'm pumped.
You got to be.
I'm pumped. And that adrenaline is definitely what's powering me through the week right now. That and margaritas. But
which you brought, by the way.
Yeah, and I did some mezcal sampling earlier today when a vendor stopped by. This life is actually pretty good. I could get used to this whole owning a taco shop thing with a full bar.
Why do radio?
Yeah, well, this is genius.
So real quick, can y'all do margaritas to go?
We sure can.
Okay, so this is a half gallon.
So what you see on the camera there, that's a half gallon. We can do a full gallon as well of our frozen margaritas or frozen palomas, and it works well.
So essentially, of course, go eat there. Go and when I drove by, I noticed you all have the tent set up as well, so people can dine outdoors.
Yeah, and gosh, we would have needed that tent even if we didn't open amid a pandemic. We would have needed that tent with the amount of business that we've had, but we essentially, due to socially distancing inside, we would have 60 seats normally, but we're really down to about 40 seats inside. And then we have another 60 outside now. Perfect. So we really have seating for nearly 100 people at the restaurant. And the weather this week, I dialed it up, Matt. I said we need a bye week from football, we need a bye week from hurricanes, and we need a bye week on any of the weather phenomenon. So we got the right week to open. We opened on election day. We need a bye week from elections too,
right.
So
that's still happening.
Right, we still don't know the results, so we basically got that passed off. So
go celebrate election week at Government Taco. Let's do this. Let's toast to Government
cheers,
Taco.
Man.
Cheers!
Appreciate
Congratulations, which is awesome.
Thank you. Very excited to be open back up.
You should be, which is awesome. All right, so explain the tacos that you brought. For those that don't know, Government Taco isn't. I mean, this isn't. It's not fast food tacos. It's right. Would you call it fast casual?
Fast casual is correct. Because the model of service there is that you walk in, you walk up to the front register, you place your order, you go take a seat, you'll get a little table totem, and we'll bring the food to you. And during that time that you wait, if you want to go grab an adult beverage at the bar, you can do that. Whatever it is, take a look around. But we'll bring the food out to you.
So what are we looking at there?
Yeah, what you have there on the left is one of our new tacos. That's the Al Pastoral College. So like the Electoral College, very timely there. But that's our pretty authentic Mexican Al Pastor taco. So it's the pork done on the trompo, on the vertical broiler with the adobo seasoning, some pineapple, white onion, cilantro, a little key lime. That's pretty authentic right there. But the one next to it is pretty Jay Ducote. That's our Clucks and Balances. That's actually our #1 selling taco.
No kidding.
Pimento mac and cheese, smoked chicken thigh using JD's spicy and sweet barbecue rub, white barbecue sauce, and Nashville hot chicken skins all on a tortilla. And it's just like a party in your mouth.
I love it. And what do we have here? Yeah, I don't know if you can get that on
our
your
next
camera.
tray. We have Brain's favorite right there with the jalapenos and the red onions. That's the Bovine Bureaucracy College Coffee Chili Rubbed Beef. Then it's got a cumin crema, our government hot sauce, pickled red onions, pickled jalapenos. Next to that is the Uncle Swine. That's the braised pork with the cotija cheese and the pickled jicama. In the back there, we have the Catfisher coming.
That looks so good.
That's our corn mock shoe.
Is that a new one?
No, that one was at White Star. Corn mock shoe, molasses mustard fried catfish, crispy greens, and government hot sauce.
I never had that one.
And then our second best seller after Clucks and Balances is the Steak of the Union. That's some marinated skirt steak that's
so good,
wrapped up in some melted Chihuahua cheese, topped with our tomatillo salsa and poblano and red onion pico.
So if you're listening and you're not watching to see all the display here, you get the point, which is This isn't ground beef in a shell with some cheese on top. These are gourmet tacos. So how do you order? Do they come in chews?
It's all a la carte.
A la carte.
So if you want
one of each,
if you want 3 tacos, but you want 3 different flavors, that's how you order it.
Awesome.
I'm tired of going to taco spots. That's like, oh, you get the fish tacos, but you get 3 of the exact same taco.
Yeah.
None of that at Government Taco. I mean, if that's what you want,
Yeah.
if you're just like, oh, I'm craving clucks and balances, I want 3 of those. Sure, we'll do that. But you just order every taco individually.
Government Taco. They are now open on Government Street in Baton Rouge, near Jefferson. If you're familiar, it's the old St. Vincent de Paul building. So if you're coming up Jefferson, you turn left on the Government. It's almost immediately on the right. Big sign. Big tent in the parking lot. You can't miss it. It looks awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Pumped for you, man. We got like 30 seconds. No game this weekend. But shout out as always to our friends over at Chris's Specialty Foods. ChrisSpecialtyFoods.com. ChrisSpecialtyFoods.com. They're already taking Thanksgiving orders.
Yeah, now's the time to get them in.
So if you want to do your whole turkey, your turducken, all the sides, they can do everything for you.
Their cornbread dressing, phenomenal.
And so many people right now with the pandemic may have smaller gatherings, whatever the case may be, they can handle any gathering. So get your Thanksgiving orders in right now. ChrisSpecialtyFoods.com. Thank you, dude.
Yep.
Hour 2, Theriot in studio next.
AFR.
We remind you about our friends at the Williamson Eye Center, WilliamsonEYE.com, WilliamsonEYE.com, 924-2020. Easy to remember, right? 924-2020, WilliamsonEYE.com. Look, I had LASIK more than 2 years ago now. I'm still seeing better than 2020. Had a conversation this week with my friend Patrick Coogan, former Tiger All-American pitcher. He went and had a lens replacement at Williamson Eye Center. Ruffin Rodrigue also had his done this week. Jimmy Ott, Ben Mintz, so many. I can talk about former LSU athletes like Devin White and Caleb Von Chasson and Warren Morris. Paul Maneri has had a refractive procedure done there at the Williamson Eye Center. The point is, no matter your age, what your refractive issue is, if you want to live your life without contacts or glasses, if you want to see and be able to know what you've been missing for so many years, do what I did. Call the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020. And congrats to Dr. Blake Williamson. Baton Rouge Business Report, 40 under 40.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
From the makers of Blue Moon comes Light Sky. An extraordinary citrus sweet brewed with real tangerine peel, only 95 calories. Welcome to the light side of the moon.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Hey, T-Bob, sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans, so we're highlighting the fans that do it the most.
Every week, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out, 1045ESPN.com.
It's the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown, saying there's information explaining why Justin Turner came back out on the field to celebrate with his Dodgers teammates after winning the World Series. The MLB office says Turner will not be disciplined. The Arizona-Utah game Saturday has been canceled. The Utes don't have the minimum number of scholarship players available to play. That's the second Pac-12 opener to be canceled, joining Cal and Washington. ESPN's Heather Dinich.
The Pac-12 is in the same position as the Big Ten, with no margin for error, no wiggle room, really no flexibility in terms of being able to make these games up. And there you have it. They're stopped before they're started.
Heather Dinich on Key J and Z. 2 more games postponed, both in Conference USA. Charlotte at Middle Tennessee and UTSA at Rice. 10 FBS games set for this weekend have now been canceled or postponed. The Dolphins are in the NFL's intensive COVID-19 protocol after an assistant coach tested positive. The Dolphins are traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals on Sunday.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You picture better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold.
Okay,
you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
The Brain.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
We're glad you are as well, making a good one. Yo, Brett.
What's up, Brett?
I want to get a check on the poll question to get another opinion on the matter. Brain, if you would, we were discussing earlier because Phil Steele was with us in hour 1, and on his way out the door, he kind of jabbed you in the side, said, Matt, I guarantee you, enjoy your weekend because I guarantee you LSU won't lose this weekend. I was like, a little jab in the side. So we were discussing, are LSU fans actually glad that there's no game this weekend? Brain, what's the results?
87% are glad at this point. That's 100 votes are in already. 87% are glad that LSU is off this weekend.
That's on the 104.5 ESPN Twitter?
Yes, correct. Meanwhile, 66% do not think Paul O'Neill is the biggest jerk at Guarantee.
He is the biggest jerk at Guarantee Media.
Who said that about Paul?
Me, he is.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Well, Hester keeps moving my basketball goal.
Well, Hester's a big jerk.
Well, Paul knows about it and doesn't tell me. So he lets me walk right into the bit. Hey, you know what, Hester, by the way? Keelan Williams was so much better than you.
That is being a jerk. Paul.
Give me Keelan. Give me 5. How about that? Give me the Duke at hurdle guys against Virginia Tech, Hester. But that, I know how to cut him deep.
Way more votes on LSU, though, about LSU fans being happy with the week off.
So it's funny that you said that, and that's even the poll question, because I like to do this about this time, but I'm minding my own business, getting ready to go to sleep the other night, and I was thinking about just that point, Matt. Is this a good thing that LSU's not playing this weekend? Not for the team to rest up or get healthy or prepare for Bama.
Yeah.
But more or less for the well-being of Baton Rouge.
Oh.
And the fans.
Mm.
And
yeah, I agree.
Us that pour so much into that university.
We pour it.
Love it so
Love
much. And bleed.
We embrace it.
We love purple and we live gold.
We give it little butterfly kisses.
We give it butterfly kisses. So I pinned a letter to those fans, and I'd like to read it. It's a wonderful Friday, and I hope everybody enjoys.
Okay.
Dear LSU Tiger fans, the Purple and Gold World Series is underway. There's been some outstanding performances by guys we knew would be contributors. Jaden Hill, Cade Beloso, Braden Doty, Cade Doty. But the most interesting talking point is the freshmen who've stepped up in a time of need. Like always, there are tons of local guys who wear the purple and gold with pride. The baseball team does a great job with that, making sure there's some local flavor. It's going to be a fun season to watch. These guys are going to grow, and the challenge this year, as always is, will be to win the College World Series championship in Omaha.
That's it. That's the challenge.
Coach Will Wade has navigated some rough waters the last year or so.
Oh.
To once again bring in an amazing recruiting class.
True.
He's added a player through the transfer portal.
Couple.
He's added one in particular with the last name O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
As well as a few homegrown stars who will no doubt wear LSU across their chest with pride.
Yep.
And then over on the softball field, Beth Torina has our girls consistently in Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series and at the top of the polls.
Goat. Love Beth.
And Matt, although Dee Dee is retired, the gymnastics team packs the PMAC for every meet.
Jay Clark, shout out.
And is a national contender every year.
No doubt.
Both men's and women's track and field are the cream of the crop.
Yep.
Olympians are created down on the bayou.
True. Truth.
Yes, LSU fans, the football team stinks right now. There's youth all over the field. An unprecedented number of players left for the NFL last year, along with coaches moving on. Coming off one of the greatest football seasons of all time, we knew there would be a letdown, but no one knew a letdown of this magnitude was coming.
True.
It is what it is at this point. Don't think for 1 minute, fans, that these players and coaches are happy or content with what's going on. Just know this. The cupboard is not bare. Help is on the way. And soon enough, the boys, purple and gold on the gridiron, will be back on top. Sincerely, Ryan. I feel like everybody's upset. I'm trying to bring them back. Let's get back. Let's get back going. You don't like it. You don't believe me. You don't agree. Which makes it even worse.
That was your letter?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get everybody happy again. 86% of the people don't even want to play this weekend.
That was your letter?
Yeah. I got to get them back going. Got to rally the troops. If I was a cheerleader, I'd be doing spirit fingers. Or, go! Tigers! Oh! Tigers! And then I'd go, struck him out!
I'm with that. Here.
I thought it was like a postscript.
No.
You don't like it?
In all the many, many months that you've been doing letters that have really become a staple of Friday at 4 o'clock Central, something that, to which people look forward.
Right.
There's expectation. I kept waiting for the punchline.
Yeah, I know you were.
And it never came.
No, it came.
No, there was no punchline. That was, hey, LSU's good in a lot of other stuff. Don't worry, they'll be good in football again.
Right.
Love Ryan.
Right.
You stink.
No, it's not a kick them while they're down. I'm not going to kick them while they're
Yeah,
down.
write a letter about something else.
I'm going to kick them while they're down. Not doing it.
You don't have to kick them while they're down.
Not going to do it. Ain't happening.
You're going to read about something else.
Go! Tigers! We coming.
You stink. Brain's always fired. Paul's fired for sabotaging me. I might fire you because of your stupid letter.
I liked it. I thought it was good. It made me feel good to write it, and I think the people needed to hear that.
Nobody need to hear that. 86% of the people ain't want a game this weekend.
Right.
They don't need to hear you
it.
sit there and sugarcoat this steaming pile of poo.
They need
you know
to
what
hear
this
it.
is? This is a steaming pile of poo.
No.
That's what we're looking at right now with LSU. Steaming pile of poo. That's what they are. And you're trying to say, hey, I mean, it's not, look, hey, you know what you could do? When it gets cold, you put your hand there and warm up next to it. This is a good, that's what you're doing right now. You're trying to tell me that steaming pile of poo is a good thing. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Hey, it's a good thing there's a steaming pile of poo. It means there was a bowel movement, and you don't want that backed up. You have to have a release. So that just means you're going to be a little more free flowing moving forward.
Right.
Yeah. It's a steaming pile of poo.
It's going to get better. Maybe you need to listen to that letter.
It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. You really want to get in a good mood? Call Darren James. So if you need to sell your home, call Darren James, get your home sold. Do you realize the last 5 people that have listed their homes with Darren, he sold in the first day? Texted me earlier this week. Darren sold someone's home in 5 hours from having it listed. How? Because Darren has the systems in place. He has a list of potential buyers. So when a home comes up for sale, he can match that buyer or buyers with exactly what you're selling. So it's not just throwing a website, throwing a listing on a website or a sign in the yard. He's got a system in place, and that's how he's able to be more efficient, get your home sold faster for more money. If you need to sell your home, you need to call Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com, agent225.com. Think real estate? Think Darren James.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas.
and I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Do kick rocks in just a quick second. You heard the latest?
Nope.
Freaking NFL fined the Raiders.
What'd they do?
COVID. So earlier in the year, John Gruden was fined. The Raiders were fined. Team was docked $250K, Gruden $100,000 because he wasn't wearing his mask properly, right? Idiots. Anyway, he's already had COVID. I already ranted on this once before. Like, this guy who's already had COVID, okay? He's got antibodies. He's tested positive. He's gone through it. And they're, like, fining him for not wearing his mask properly, which is so stupid. It just goes to show you this is all for show. I digress. Now, the Raiders have been fined $500,000. They've been stripped of their 6th-round pick this year, and Gruden's been fined an additional $150K for, quote, brazen and repeated violations of COVID-19 protocols. What's more, their tight end, Darren Waller, he's fined $30K. 9 teammates fined $15K for appearing at one of Waller's foundation events on October the 5th, not wearing masks. Okay, so I want to point something out to you, okay? John Gruden has already had COVID. Already had it. He's good. But because he's not wearing a mask properly, he's getting fined. Never mind the fact no one is of any threat to him, and he's no threat to anyone, okay? That's one. Then Darren Waller is having a charity event. Not at the Raiders organization, but somewhere private. All right, somewhere private, having a charity event, and there's pictures of him and his teammates not wearing masks, so they all get fined, okay? And the NFL says for, quote, brazen and repeated violations of COVID-19 protocols. On October the 23rd is when we got the most recent COVID-19 testing results from the Raiders. You want to guess how many members of the Raiders and their staff tested positive for COVID-19 on October 23rd?
2.
None! None! Nobody! Not one damn person involved in that organization tested positive, but the NFL is fining them and docking them a draft pick because of brazen and repeated violations of COVID-19 protocols. If they were brazen and repeated violations of these amazing protocols, wouldn't they just have tons of people tested positive?
No.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is such a fraud. Everything about this is so fraudulent. It is driving me mad that rational thinking human beings are looking at this and going, I better find them. And my Twitter is going to blow up with all you little namby-pamby people out there who have no life, and all you want to do is have everybody live in a glass box with a mask forever. This is so stupid. How can you not recognize how stupid this is? You're fining people, you're docking draft picks, and none of them are testing positive. One of the guys that you fined has already had COVID and gotten through it fine. Like, this is all a show. I'm not saying COVID isn't real. Don't misunderstand, because I don't want any of you ninny-winnies getting up on my Twitter either, okay? I'm not saying people haven't been, but what I'm saying is we're being irrational with the way we're handling this, and it is absolutely maddening.
John Gruden has a responsibility to not only his team, but also everyone else that is watching them play a game on national TV to wear the mask properly. Whether he's had COVID or not, Matt, he needs to wear the mask properly. And as far as Darren Waller goes,
why does he need to wear the mask properly?
Well, so you don't get the COVID.
To show.
Yeah.
For show.
You're showing.
That's my point. It's all for show. That it's not practical. It's for show. Do you realize the stupidity of putting a mask on a counter, on a table, which could be contaminated, and then taking that mask and putting it on your face right in your upper respiratory system? You are doing more harm than good by wearing that mask. That's the irony of the whole damn thing. But people won't have this conversation. You know how many doctors, do you know how many doctors I've had this very conversation with? They say, dude, thank you so much for saying that. I'm like, hey, you want to come on the show and talk about it? They're like, oh man, I can't do that. Like, people are afraid to say this.
I love the fact that Darren Waller had a charity event. I think you're being pretty hard on him, honestly.
Kick rocks.
It's now time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Roto-Rooter Plumbing.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick Rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Rex Ryan can kick rocks again.
Kick rocks.
He was a coach. He knows better. But to declare that the dynasty's over in Foxborough, come on.
Whatever, they stink.
This is the greatest NFL coach in the history of NFL.
And they stink.
Okay? He's had half his team opt out, and he's got a quarterback that can't play quarterback. Now, give him 1 year, and they will be back on top of their division. They're going to be challenging. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. And Rex Ryan is just the ultimate hater because he used to get his butt kicked by these guys pretty frequently.
That's true.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
So you don't like Rex Ryan?
I don't like Rex Ryan. He is constantly hated. Okay, the fact that we count votes in 2020 as if we were in 1940 can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
I'm not going to get on this thing too hard. We're not going to get all political and all that, but it can't be that difficult to put them in one pile and then put them in another pile.
Why is it taking 4 days?
Or, I've got an idea. Or, you can just write the little lines. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, then draw a line through it.
That's 5.
That's 5.
That's 5.
Okay, and you can do a ton of those.
Did you do that whenever you would play like tic-tac-toe?
Yep.
Like how many games did you win?
4.
1.
5. And then draw the line
5.
through it. Okay?
1, 2, 3, 4. Line.
Or you would think with like calculators and computers and things like that, all the cool stuff that we have now, that we could actually tally those votes. So that whole situation, the counting the votes thing.
What if someone starts and then like they're counting, they're like 8,476, 8,477, and someone comes by and they're like 1486. Did you do that when you were a kid?
Yes.
I used to 1486, 24 9, 32 1 or 8 9er, and they're like,
or you just yard sale the whole stack. Just throw it up in the air.
2, 3,
That's what's happening right now.
It's so stupid. They're taking so long. This, I don't know what's stupider. Their inability to count votes, or what I rail on all the time about first downs in football. Like that, it's 2020, and you've got two old idiots holding sticks with 10 yards of chain link between it, running out onto the field with a little clip to put it on the hash, so that way you can then extend the stick to see if the improperly placed football is exactly at 10 yards.
That's what gets me most. Not the sticks are bad. They didn't put the ball where it was supposed to go.
It's never exact. It's never exact.
Never.
It's the whole thing is inexact. And then we look at sticks with chains. And by the way, if it's too close, then you get an index card. And you put the index card right between the ball and the stick to see if there's any space.
No, fourth down. Fourth.
More. It's so stupid.
So bad.
What are we doing, man?
No clue.
What are we doing?
I got a hug. You're gonna like this. I need
a hug.
I think you're gonna like this.
I do need a hug. You're right.
I'm gonna give the Boston Red Sox a hug.
I hate you so much.
The unpopular thing to do would be to hire Alex Cora back in the view of Major League Baseball managers and players and fans. They would say the guy cheated. There's no way this guy can come back and manage this team right now because he's a cheater. Look what happened with A.J. Hinch. A.J. Hinch fired from the Astros. The Astros bring him back? No. What are we going to do? We're going to hire Dusty Baker. But good on the Boston Red Sox. They made the right hire. Newsflash. Alex Cora was the right guy when he was hired the first time. He turned that locker room around. The guys played hard, and they were a contender. And good on you this time, Boston Red Sox, for bringing Alex Cora back and hiring him as your manager for the 2021 season.
Got some water. Got some water in my in my Cali.
You don't
there. Hey, you know what else? I'm gonna give a hug too. I want to give a hug to Cali and to Rustin. You saw what they did?
I did.
So Catholic was supposed to play Sanamaw. Sanamaw had a COVID outbreak, so they couldn't play. And so Catholic and Rustin said, "Oh, you need a game? You need a game? We need a game? You need a game? We need a game." So they're going to play.
At Grambling.
On like a day's notice,
Yeah.
they're going to play at Eddie Robinson Stadium at Grambling. And Catholic got to take its players to the Eddie Robinson Museum, which is super awesome as well to learn. I mean, you think about it, you know about Eddie Robinson.
Yeah.
I know about Coach Rob. I mean, but a lot of those kids that are 16, 17, 18 years old, they've got no awareness of Eddie Robinson. So, or they never got to see him coach is my point. You know what I mean? So, great opportunity to go learn about the guy who retired as the winningest coach in the history of college football at the time his career ended at Grambling. I mean, good on you, Catholic and Rustin, for like taking lemons and making lemonade.
Not to mention, this is a really cool matchup.
Yeah. All right. You done?
Done.
All right. Tell people about Bowie Outfitters and what's going on over there. Now you're hunting stuff and killing things and all that stuff.
Youth weekend right around the corner.
What does that mean?
Then the babies can go hunt. The youth can hunt with a gun. Yeah.
The two Utes?
The Utes.
The Utes.
Utes can hunt with a gun.
The two Utes.
If you're on your way to the camp or coming back from the camp, maybe you forgot something on your way. You need to pick up your deer corn, a stand, maybe a camera, some boots, some new camo, a little cold snap. Don't forget to stop by Bowie Outfitters over on Perkins Road. You can check out their inventory at BowieOutfitters.com. All your last-minute hunting needs, all your last-minute camp needs, they got pots and pans and really anything you need for the hunt.
Pans?
They got it all, babe. They got it all. The cast iron pots that your grandma used to cook the good stew in, they got them over there. Bowie Outfitters. Check them out, BowieOutfitters.com.
The Major League Baseball isn't going to punish Justin Turner for going back out onto the field. They said new evidence has come to light. You know what that new evidence is?
What's that?
All of his teammates said, hey, just come out here and party with us. No biggie, we're good.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody's gotten it from that.
Who cares?
Yeah.
They're all good. Like everybody else outside of the 0.2% of our population that is infirm or very old, who is the part of the population we should be protecting and taking proper protocols, instead of going to great lengths to ruin every bit of our society to protect people who are going to be asymptomatic or have very mild cold symptoms. Robert Anderson on Twitter said, where does all the damn NFL fine money go? It's actually a good question. The NFL has charities set up to where the money that they collect from fines, they do distribute to charities. So if there is a positive thing from fines.
And that's a great point because they ain't fining guys like $5 or $10 grand. Or teams. Like, it's big.
Big. Cake. All right. After further review, we will do our pick segment in 30 minutes. No guest picker, though, right?
Mm-mm.
Stay strong, bro. Yeah. Stay hot. Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of punted on the whole deal anyway, the pick 'em segment anyway, because, I mean, I'm winning by so much.
You're actually not.
Yeah, no, I am. It's close to being insurmountable.
We're halfway through the season.
Right. And I'm just going to pick the same games you're going to pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to win.
Get ready for today, 30 minutes.
If you got a bunch of stupid games that I don't know
It's
anything
AFR.
about, that's bull.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. What did you just say about hunting and all that stuff? That's coming up, right? So if you need deer, corn, or mow bucks and all that stuff, they got it at Clegg's. So if you're a hunter, you can get by there. Also at Clegg's Nursery, did you know this? That in the fall and the winter is actually the best time to plant trees and shrubs. Did you know that?
I didn't know
that either.
Why is that?
I have no idea. I'm not a horticulturist, but you know who is?
Who?
The people at Clegg's Nursery.
Mr. Clegg?
Plenty. Well, not Mr. Clegg. But you can go by Clegg's and talk to any of their horticulturists there. Maybe you could ask someone if their name is Mr. Clegg. But I don't know anyone there whose last name is Clegg. I think the family, has changed and maiden names and whatnot throughout the years and all.
Mr. Nursery.
No.
No?
Not that. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, you can get into a 2020 Camry LE with 0% for 6 years or for $22,890. Hurry in, they won't last long. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Glad you're with us. We'll get to Ask Ryan in about 10 minutes from right now. Theriot in studio, Riot Radio Hours. Glad you're hanging out on a Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. As a matter of fact, shout out to John Fredrickson, who emailed the show. He said, Matt, just have to say how much I enjoy your program, especially on Fridays with Theriot. Got a nice cigar and a glass of Henry McKenna outside, enjoying the afternoon. Life is good.
Oh, McKenna's good. Goes down smooth.
It is. Henry McKenna 10 really is really good. It's really good.
Drink.
It's becoming a unicorn. The word's out. You started winning awards.
Really
it's just harder and harder to find. It is. No, it is really good.
Oh, I know. And it's tough to get.
It is tough to get.
Because it's a unicorn.
Purple and Gold World Series going on right now out at LSU. Got some thoughts on the first two games?
So, obviously, when you split the teams up, pitchers versus hitters, you never want to load one roster or the other one. I think right now the pitchers should be ahead of the hitters at this point. And early on, you always see that, whether it be the temperature or these guys are just a little bit further along in their development. It takes a while for the hitters to get live pitching recognition kind of under their belts, but you see Purple up 2-0. Last night,
that's the pitchers, by the way.
Yep.
So they put all the pitchers on Purple, and then all the starting fielders on Gold, and the Purple is now 2-0. It was amazing to me. The Purple team scored 12 runs yesterday. So that's basically like I don't want to say the backups, but the guys that aren't projected starters,
young guys or non-projected starters,
blasted the backup pitchers on the Gold team.
So, to that point, let's be honest. The guys that are, I don't want to say second string because that team's,
they're loaded.
Necessarily a second string, but that aren't projected to be starters, would be starters at pretty much every other college in the country, maybe 2 or 3 taken out of that mix. So these are guys that can really hit. And in some cases, in this case, it's some older guys as well. Look, the Gavin Dugas had a great night last night, 2 for 4 with a double and a home run. We all know Gavin can play, kind of underperformed a little bit the last few years, but I look for him to break out this year, hopefully have a good offensive year. The one that I'm most excited about is Trey Morgan.
That's what everybody's saying, yeah. Kid out of Brother Martin.
And can really swing the bat. I first met Trey 3 years ago at Traction. He was watching his little brother play over there. And it just great-looking athlete, great kid. You're going to see the numbers pop offensively. He can really hit. But I want you to lock in on his defense at first base. Very rarely do you get a first baseman that's a game changer defensively. And you and I have talked about how hard it is in baseball to be a game changer defensively, especially in the way that the game is played today. You don't see the bunts and the hit and runs like you did 10, 15 years ago. So the defenders don't have a chance to make those great plays. Trey Morgan is an elite defender around the bag. And to move a guy like Cade Beloso possibly, it's not for sure yet, but to move a guy like Cade Beloso to the outfield or maybe the DH role, he has to be doing something right because Cade Beloso can really play and has done a great job at first base for the Tigers. So I think it's a testament to Cade and showing his athleticism to move him around the field.
Lost a bunch of weight, too.
He did. He looks great.
He does. He's transformed his body.
He looks great. And one thing he can do is really swing the bat. And I think a great comp for Cade, for me, is Kyle Schwarber with the Chicago Cubs. So a guy that was at once a first baseman, moved to the outfield, was able to learn that position out there, and now is having a great year. So it's great for both guys. Obviously you never want to move positions, but to show the scouts that, hey, man, I can play first, I can play left, I can play right, I think is good for Cade. And then and Cade actually had a nice day, 2 for 3 with a single and a double. So the Purple and Gold World Series, Matt's always fun, kind of the culmination of the fall. And, this year's unique, though. They've played a ton of games scrimmage-wise, more than they normally do. Weather's cooperated, so it's cool.
All right, I have one more follow-up. So I want to run. So yesterday, the Purple beat the Gold 12-4. So the Purple is the team with Jaden, with Labus, Hill, and Marceau. So the starting pitcher, right? So, but this is their lineup. This is the lineup that scored 12 runs last night. Jordan Thompson, Brody Drost, Gavin Dugas, Mitchell Sanford, Jake Wyeth, Drew Bianco, Collier Cranford, Braden Doty, Gus Milligan. That lineup scored 12 runs yesterday. So I'm not being dismissive of it because a lot of those guys have played for it. Gavin Dugas played for LSU.
Sure.
Drew Bianco, Collier Cranford, Braden Doty. Those guys have played. But there are also a lot of new names that a lot of people don't know. They put up 12 runs. So is that more man, LSU is loaded with bats? Or is that, man, the depth on the staff has a ways to go? We know the frontline guys are good, but the depth, like the guys that are pitching for the gold team, got a ways to go.
Without seeing those arms throw, it's hard for me to answer that, honestly. Just looking,
so you can cop out.
Well, just looking at the stats, though, I would say that our hitters can hit.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned two guys just now in Collier Cranford and Gavin Duga that, I mean, Collier was the shortstop last year.
I know. And Drew Bianco was starting in left.
Drew Bianco was a starter in left. Gavin Duga is a highly recruited guy that can really swing the bat. And, so I think it's rare that you see that. I remember in 2000, I looked up and down our roster. I take that back. Let's go to 99 and 2000, 2001, my time at LSU. I can remember looking at the roster, looking down the bench, and I was a starter, so I was playing and going, all these guys can play. Like if I screw up, somebody's taking my spot. It hasn't been like that recently because of the transfer portal, because everybody's
roster limits too.
Roster limits, correct. You're right. The roster limits and guys don't want to sit on the bench. They want to go start for McNeese or UL, or not take anything away from those guys, but you're just deep. I mean, you have a really good team, I think, offensively.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is those guys we just talked about, there's 4 freshmen on the other team that are starting.
That's the woe. I mean, when you look at Helmers and you mentioned Trey Morgan, I mean, Dylan Cruz was much ballyhooed. Will Safford. Yeah. I mean, if you're young and stepping onto this team day one and starting,
yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be the guy that's like overhyping, but I think the strength of this team is going to be the pitching staff. Obviously, you got an amazing frontline rotation and so many arms back. Veteran guys like Fontenot and Beck are back, and Vetmeyer is still there, and then you're adding a whole bunch of new arms as well and talent guys you never thought would show up on campus. I mean, this is a loaded team, man. I don't know. It's probably premature to say it's like Maneri's most talented team.
No, I don't think it's the most talented.
But
not today.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. It's premature to say that. But when you look at just strictly the guys that returned, that like, there's no way Devin Fontenot should still be playing college baseball.
Correct.
Matthew Beck would have already graduated, but he's back. Guys played a ton for you. Dylan Cruz should have never ended up on a college campus. You know what I mean? Like, there are guys that are going to be playing for LSU next year that shouldn't be playing. Like, they should be in a farm system somewhere. So to that extent, I'm saying probably we may look back in hindsight at this roster and go, it may not all come together this year.
Sure.
But we may look back in hindsight and go, look at all the guys who ended up being pros on that roster.
Yeah.
So, one other quick thing here. LSU released its basketball schedule today. Did you get a look at it?
No.
Okay.
Tell me, though, please.
So, hang on. This is the home schedule, if you want to check it out, that LSU released. So, they'll open up November 25th at a multi-team event in Lincoln, Nebraska. They'll play 3 games. That's TBD. They'll come home on December the 6th for their first game against Louisiana Tech. They'll go to Atlanta to play South Florida in that Holiday Hoopsgiving event. They'll have another game there as well. UNO, North Texas, VCU, also at home. That's a return trip. LSU went to VCU last year. Of course, Will Wade was not treated kindly by the students at his former school. So that's a return trip there. You get into conference play, and pretty nice home conference schedule. The thing that stands out most to me, though, is actually not on the home schedule. It's LSU's got a back-to-back road sequence where they play Saturday in Lexington, and then they're back on the road Tuesday at Texas A&M. And A&M might be an improved team this year from a year ago. So that's the stretch where I look and go, that's probably the one spot where the schedule maker didn't do LSU any favors, having to go to Lexington, then a short turnaround for another road trip at A&M. So, but overall, I mean, I don't know. I don't have any like too deep or like overriding feelings about it. I think this is going to be Will Wade's most talented team. I think there's a ton of wins on the schedule. I think, as we've seen in every other sport, there's a lot of unknowns because of COVID with guys that could test positive, miss time, whatever it is. And then I also don't know what the postseason is going to look like. I mean, there's some talk about expanding the NCAA tournament, letting everybody in, just like this year in football, everybody's bowl eligible. So how does that look? I don't know. But what I do know is Will's got a squad.
Yeah.
This is his best squad. Had they gotten Moussa Cisse, I think they would be the favorite to win the SEC this year. As it is, they're a no doubt tournament team. It's just a matter of how many can they win, what does their draw look like, how deep a run can they make. But a lot of reason to be excited about both LSU baseball and basketball coming up.
I wish they had gotten Moussa Cisse just so we could say his name.
Moussa Cisse?
Moussa Cisse.
Moussa Cisse. You'd only gotten to say it for one season because then Moussa Cisse would have been in the league.
Here you go.
Lottery pick, bro. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out our final break of hour number 2. Ask Ryan is coming up next. Get your questions in for Theriot. Ask anything about anything. Email me, tweet me, jump on the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Get your questions in for Ask Ryan right now. We'll wrap up the hour next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org for the Baton Rouge General Hospital, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, and you've heard me talk a lot about their work with the Mayo Clinic Care Network. What that means is, if you're familiar with the Mayo Clinic in Minneapolis, which is one of the foremost medical centers in the world, the Baton Rouge General Hospital is part of their care network, which means your physician here in Baton Rouge, at the Baton Rouge General, can collaborate clinically with the specialist at the Mayo Clinic. Your physician here in Baton Rouge has access to their award-winning research at the Mayo Clinic. So you get expert access, clinical collaboration, and it's at no extra cost to you. This is just another way that the Baton Rouge General Hospital is advancing care for their patients in the greater Baton Rouge area. Learn more at brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. Learn about virtual visits, the patient center with all of their different opportunities. It's brgeneral.org for the Baton Rouge General Hospital.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auction.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
By Bowie Outfitters right now, this very moment. Pick up those last-minute needs that you have headed up to the hunting camp for youth weekend or for getting set up for gun season to crank up. Go check them out at Bowie Outfitters, whether it be deer corn. You need to pick up that last-minute stand, that lock-on stand. They got them over at Bowie Outfitters. Ammunition, firearms, 10-lane archery range in the back. You need to pick up broadheads or arrows. Go check them out at Bowie Outfitters, BowieOutfitters.com.
Shout out to @JC Kerrer on Twitter. So
Jay Sizzle.
Daniel tweeted us a picture from over at Don Juan.
Is this a guy that kick his feet up every time and with his boots? I love the boots, the ostrich skin. Look at him.
Look at the boots. Got to meet him a few times over when we go for whiskey and wine.
Is he a guy?
At Don. Oh yeah,
he's a dude.
Hanging out there, boots. He's wearing the boots.
Does he have a goatee?
That's how I knew. I was like, you're him. You're the guy.
That guy has a beautiful mane of white hair.
No.
Goatee.
Beard. Black. Jet black.
Oh, he's black.
No, he's beard.
Yeah, he's black beard. I was going to say he's black beard.
He's not black. Look, you can see his very white hand holding a cigar.
He's black beard.
Oh, it's funny.
So he's a guy. Huh.
Total guy.
Yeah. Obviously, he doesn't have a job. He just goes and smokes cigars all day, so he must be loaded, independently.
But did you see what his tweet said? He said, went over there to make up for whatever the hell Theriot was going for in that letter.
Oh, come on, Daniel. Listen, Daniel. I'm trying to rally the troops, man. I'm trying to get the attitude better around this place. It's not any good right now.
All right.
Everybody should know by now, I'm not afraid to go in on people. That happens. Daniel. Skipping work, smoking cigars.
Ask Ryan, fried or bacon-wrapped backstrap?
I'm a bacon-wrapped guy myself.
That was from LSU Board. Anthony Lama, ask Ryan, I'm leaving for Illinois tomorrow for a week. What day will I arrow the big one?
I got a good feeling for you, man, on Tuesday evening. I think you're going to get him.
Brian Penton, ask Ryan, what's his favorite World Series moment?
Game 6, 2011, when the ball bounced off of what's-his-name's head, and we ended up winning the World Series.
Josh Hamilton?
No, the right fielder, Nelson Cruz. Gave us the win in the ring.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nelly.
So they had 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Literally bounced off his head.
Yeah.
And we ended up winning. And David Freese was the Mr. October, and the legend was born. And the rest is history.
Ask Ryan, can we get a shout-out to Cruz Capdeville at St. Jude?
Yes.
Thank you for saying that. For sure. For those that don't know, I'm sure many probably don't know, but we'll explain. So not only the Capdevilles, but also the Rodriguezes, our friend Brian Rodriguez, his family, who owns Gatorworks, they actually, about a day apart from the Capdevilles, experienced the same exact thing. So Cruz Capdeville is a kindergartner at St. Jude School in Baton Rouge, where your kids attended, where my wife works. And Cruz is the 5-year-old son of Mick and Jacqueline Capdeville, and they found out last weekend that Cruz has been diagnosed with leukemia. So he had to rush to St. Jude's, Memphis. The good news is it's a very curable form of leukemia. It's about a 2-year process of going through all these treatments. I know the St. Jude school family is doing a bunch of fundraising and embraced them tremendously. So definitely big shout out for Cruz Capdeville and also for Miles Rodriguez, who, we know the Rodriguez family because Brian founded Gatorworks, who, we're partnered with here at Guarantee. It's part of the Guarantee family, actually. And Brian's young son, Miles, is a year old. They found out he's diagnosed with the same form of leukemia. The odds of that, roughly a day apart. Now that both families are actually they've crossed paths in Memphis at St. Jude at the Ronald McDonald House, which is, I guess that's kind of neat to have someone from your hometown that's there at the same time and all. But definitely, thanks for mentioning that. Shout out to both families, both kiddos, to Cruz and to Miles. Praying for both those families.
Get well soon. We know you guys will.
No doubt. Let's see. Ask Ryan, will LSU baseball live up to this year's expectations?
I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of expectations. I mean, you've got two frontline starting pitchers, so I think, yes, you're going to have some success and you're going to have a good season, but they're young. I mean, this is a young offense that we're talking about how good they are here. We know how good they are here, but nationally, I don't think there's a whole lot of expectations. This may be a team that sneaks up on a lot of people.
Ask Ryan, why don't they play Jim Hawthorne's call, the game-winning score from the 2000 CWS?
I don't know. They don't play that?
Ask Ryan, is Traction digital yet?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's always been digital. You're either getting better or you're not. Like, there's no in-between. People go to Traction and get better.
That's not what that means.
Yeah, it is.
That's not what digital means.
It's exactly, yeah. It's
That's
digital.
so stupid.
You're either on time or you're late.
Hour 3 next.
She's either pregnant or she's not.
AFR.
It's digital. AFR is brought to you by
Shawbills!
ShawBills.com. ShawBillsTire.com. You know what? I got to take my own advice.
Do it.
You know, the oil light came on. Like it says, bing, you're due for an oil change. They came on yesterday. I still haven't got my oil changed.
Oh, your car's going to break.
It's not going to break.
You're done.
But I need to go to ShawBills. I do. I need to take my own advice. So we're going to New Orleans tomorrow, and you better believe we're not taking my car. Well, I am going to take my car. Take Erica's car. But then again,
you've been driving that thing for 24 hours without changing the oil?
But then again, Erica has probably been driving for months without changing the oil because she never pays attention to anything. Like, I'll drive her car and then, like,
you guys have
lights are on.
AAA?
I'm like, what's going on here, man? Anyway, ShawBills can take care of all of it. Bumper-to-bumper auto surface, name brand tires at wholesale prices, ShawBillsTire.com. Locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area, all over South Louisiana, from Morgan City to Baton Rouge, over to Lafayette, points in between. It's ShawBills. Find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBills, we keep you rolling.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, make not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Toyota Toyotathon is happening now at Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Get into a 20 Camry for $297 a month.
So come on down to Happy Town for Toyotathon. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Happy Town, USA.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Even though he tested positive for COVID-19 and was told not to go back on the field, Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner went out to celebrate the team's World Series win last week. Commissioner Rob Manfred says today Turner will not be punished. The $2.4 billion sale of the Mets to new owner Steve Cohen is now official. GM Brody Van Wagenen and much of his front office staff will leave the organization. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports all the details should be worked out next week. The shortened 72-game NBA season is on track to start December 22nd. ESPN's Bobby Marks says veteran teams shouldn't have to worry about the quick turnaround.
I'd be concerned if you had maybe 6 players under contract and all of a sudden you have to go out and sign 9 guys and you have an abbreviated training camp and then you're really playing catch-up from there. So I would give teams that have the continuity factor certainly a big edge here.
The draft is set for November 18th. Free agency would start shortly thereafter. Training camps would open December 1st. Buccaneers coach Bruce Arians says Chris Godwin should play Sunday.
We're back on Friday with the man standing in USC's way of the Pac-12 South title.
You play to win the game.
Arizona State's coach Herm Edwards joins us at 9:30 on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour is presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
The Brain.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
And Theriot. We're glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Okay. So if I'm to understand correctly, because no LSU game, no guest picker, is that your excuse?
Yeah, LSU's not playing.
Okay.
We don't ever do a guest picker when LSU's off.
Okay.
Yeah. I could probably get one. Give me a few minutes. Push it back or no?
No, we're good. But I still think we need to do our pick segment. Giant weekend in college football this weekend. Pac-12 returns.
Everybody's back.
How do you feel about this? You know, Arizona State and USC, they're playing tomorrow at 9 a.m. local.
Can I give a shout out to local hero Jordan Clark making his first start?
He's going to start.
He's starting
Love
tomorrow.
It,
yep.
How about that? Pump for RC, pump for the whole family. That's awesome. Yeah. So, but that's going to be 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. So, like, as soon as college game day ends and you go to that 11 a.m. window, Arizona State at USC in the Coliseum. What do you think about playing a 9 a.m. game? What's the earliest you ever played?
Like professionally or in college?
Ever?
I mean, I'm sure we did the 8 a.m. tournament stuff.
Oh, I don't mean like as a kid. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, because my thought with that is, are you going to play at 9 a.m.? What time's wake-up call for those guys? 4 a.m.?
I think you probably cut out some of the fluff that goes on before a game. I mean,
gotta have breakfast.
You
got to get to the stadium, get dressed, two hours. So, like, let's assume they're at the stadium at 7 a.m.? Yeah?
Yeah, then I'm getting up at 6.
No, I mean, they're going to have a team meal.
Yeah, go eat breakfast. How long does that take? 30 minutes?
And then you got to get to the stadium.
Okay, hop on a bus, go to the stadium. How long does that take? 30 minutes?
You're not waking up at 6 and arriving at the stadium at 7. I'm saying at latest wake up is at 5. Probably earlier than that.
See, I don't like that.
That's what I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
But that's what the Pac-12 feels like they have to do to be able to get in front of East Coast eyeballs. Because so often if they play games later in the day, the East Coast is checked out. And if you have a 7 o'clock kick on the West Coast, that's a 10 p.m. kick on the East Coast. Nobody's staying up till 1 a.m. on the East Coast to watch Cal Washington. You know what I mean? Well, nobody's watching it tomorrow because that game got canceled because of the COVID.
I can tell you this. When we would play early, like doubleheader, let's just say a 1 o'clock game, or maybe from time to time, maybe you'd play a 12:20 start in the big leagues. No BP for sure.
Okay.
Like that's canceled. If you want to hit a little bit in the cage, you can go hit a little bit in the cage, but it's a show and go. Like, show up,
get dressed and roll. But you don't
get
have
dressed
that
and go play.
Brother, you don't have that luxury in football.
No.
I mean, you've got to physically limber yourself up more and work yourself into a lather more so than in baseball, right?
Better.
I mean, in baseball, you got to warm up your arm. You got to get. I mean, 30 minutes and you're maybe.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Run a few foul poles,
Just get a little sweat going and
take some ground balls and let's roll.
Because let's be honest, during a baseball game, you're really just standing around for about 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. And this is what blows my mind about baseball too. And it's hilarious, but it's really true. When people don't run hard to first base, it drives me crazy. You're literally asked to run full speed 4, maybe 5 times in 3 hours.
There was never a time in your entire career where you loafed to first base.
Maybe a little bit, but I prided myself on running hard to first base. I mean, it's true. I mean, I really tried.
So good.
And then with defense, you're just standing out there. But you're right. In football, I mean, a little bit more goes into it. I think the 4 a.m., 5 a.m. wake-up call, dude, I mean, I'm off that.
Well, here's the deal. Paul, can you pull up our pick standings, by the way? So I had a good week last week. I went 4-2. The problem is you went 5-1. So you're 24-12 overall. I'm 19-17. So that means you're 5 games ahead of me right now. So it's far from, you said it was over. It's far from over. You got half the season still to go. So, 1-5 week from you, and this whole thing turns around. Yeah. But I'm so mad at myself though last week. Well, I'm mad at you, number one, because you knew I was going to pick Texas to pull the upset, which they did. And so you picked that. And I hate you for that. Number two, I felt like I had to find a way to steal a game somewhere. So while I wanted to take TCU over Baylor, I was like, let me go with Baylor, see if maybe they can just get it. And so that was the difference in our scores,
It
really.
sucks to be in that position, doesn't it? That's where I normally am. I normally do exactly what you're saying. That's what I normally do.
We got to find a spot. Well, anyway, let's pick a 6-pack of games this week if we could, Brain, our college football music. No guest picker because Theriot's lazy and didn't get us a guest picker this week. So, all right, let's start out west on the West Coast. A big one that everyone's anticipating. This is actually tonight. It is San Jose State at San Diego State. What do you think, Theriot?
Who's anticipating that game?
Everybody.
This is bull. I'm boycotting this thing.
So should we just mark you down as a 0?
Oh, I can't believe you're doing. I can't believe you've stooped to this level.
So Theriot, does he get
the lead?
Is this a 0 for you?
Are you really going to get these off-the-wall crazy games that you've had Phil Steele probably feed you the information?
Everybody is looking forward to the San Jose State Spartans against the San Diego State Aztecs. It's a massive game for supremacy. Northern California, Southern California, tons of people are interested. Do you have a pick, or do we just put you down as a 0?
Let me just go on record saying this is messed up. What you're doing right now is messed up. Give me San Jose State.
All right, I'm going to go with San Diego State in this one. If you would, Paulie, give me the Aztecs. Thank you. All right, let's bring it back closer to home, okay?
All right.
Actually, this will be a little bit of a travel game here, okay? We got the Ponies from SMU traveling to Philly to take on Temple. It's SMU on the road at Temple.
SMU.
Who you got?
SMU.
You going with SMU? I'll take SMU also. I feel pretty good about SMU in this game, yeah. Good color scheme. They look pretty good, yeah. Third game of the day. Oh. Huge one. Massive game in the AAC. South Florida. The Bulls. On the road at...
This is such BS.
Memphis, South Florida at Memphis. Memphis had a ton of opt-outs. South Florida's really tough. What do you think there, Rhino?
Golly.
What do you think?
Give me Memphis.
I'll take Memphis also.
Yep. I see you tried to talk me into taking South Florida.
Good pick.
I caught on to that.
Fine, how about this?
Can we do a game that people care about, please?
Well, here's one people will care about. We're in Louisiana. ULM at Georgia State.
Give me Georgia State. They got a good club.
I'll take Georgia State also.
I like those apples, big boy.
It's a good pick.
Come on, what else you got?
What if we go... this is a really good one.
All right.
I'm excited about this one. Love the Minutemen. UMass.
What are you talking about?
UMass will come up to the FBS level. UMass on the road at Marshall. What do you think?
Is it basketball?
No, it's football.
Why are you picking these games?
It's football.
Why is there no SEC games?
Why
Big
is there no
10,
guest picker?
Big 12. Like,
Where's our guest picker?
Why didn't you do games that people
Why
actually
didn't you get us
care
a guest
about?
picker like you're supposed to do every Friday at 5 o'clock?
I feel like you've researched all these games,
I've
and you
researched
know
nothing.
I know nothing about them. Let me see that paper. Let me see what you got. You call in your sharps to get you some info, huh? You
What
and
do you
Phil?
think?
You and Phil figuring this thing out?
UMass Marshall.
Give me, let's see here. Give me the Thundering Herd. Give me Marshall.
I'll take Marshall also.
What else? You got another one?
One more.
Okay. I can't see through it, okay? You have a tell, by the way. You've got a tell, and
Do
I'm
I?
onto it. Yeah. If we're playing poker, you'd be done.
You're so
There goes your
stupid.
tell.
New Mexico at Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I'll take Hawaii also. That really backfired. Every line was like double-digit point spread.
The first one I'm going to lose for sure.
You're gonna
Oh, crap.
I'm going to go 5-1. I'm going to go 6-0. You're going to go 5-1.
Oh, man.
I'll pick up one game. Like the San Diego State line is like 45
Oh,
points.
crap.
No, it's not. It's like 10. Hold on. Let me check, make sure. It's 10. San Diego State's about 10.
Dude, that is so wrong.
That
you
backfired.
You know what?
What was my tell?
That's messed up.
What was my tell?
I'm not going to tell you your tell.
I don't have a tell.
You got one.
You know what I did? You know what my problem was?
That you tried to cheat? That's your
No.
problem.
Well, you cheat every year. Because when we actually did this before, you would not pick the game on your own merit. You would actually go get professional bettors to help.
I sure did. But this year,
But if we have any stakes in the game, then no.
But there's no way I did that this year. I didn't know what the games were. I'm just beating you fair and square. And now you have to stoop to this level. I think it's funny.
Do you want to pick real games?
No. I'm good there.
Okay.
I'll give you one game. I'm good with that.
Give me one game every week for the next 5 weeks.
I mean, look, and if that's how you want to win, Matt,
I do.
Then you know what? So be it.
I don't care how I win. I just want to win. Most competitive guy you've ever met in your life.
Ever.
I mean, I don't care. I don't care what it is. Playing basketball with my 8-year-old niece. I'm swatting her stuff into the neighbor's
Winning
yard.
that thing. Or paying your HOA dues.
Let her
Like the whole
let
thing.
let her score. No. I'll let her score.
Yeah.
Let her get old enough and big enough to be able to score.
She don't like it? Leave.
Yeah. See ya. Sophia. Delafano.
Bye.
I bet she loves it. She just got a shout out. What's up, Soph? Shout out. Uncle Matt's still not letting you score. Ever. She's going to be really short, too. You know what I mean? She'll be like 5'2".
You can be swatting her stuff
I
her
will,
whole life.
forever. I'll be in a wheelchair. I'll be taller than her.
Just swatting her.
I'll be 85 years old. Still be taller than her.
Mm.
All right. Brain will have Tigers in the pros next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, Bluebonnet. Dine in, carry out 24 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice cold draft beer, full service bars, sports on TV, Friday Night Lights. A lot of people getting out watching some high school games tonight. Before you do, if you need a meal before the game or after the game, get them by Pluckers. Either location, Nicholson or Bluebonnet. Maybe tomorrow, or how about tonight, actually, as a matter of fact. Even if you're not watching any high school games. Tonight, Miami at NC State. San Jose State at San Diego State. BYU at Boise State. Who do you like in that one, by the way?
BYU.
Yeah. All those games tonight. You need a place to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Get by Pluckers. What would you order?
I'd probably start off with holy macaroni.
Yeah.
Then I'd go some guapo.
And then you have 7 seconds.
And then I'm going...
yeah, perfect. It's Pluckers. Dine in, carry out, Nicholson, Bluebonnet. You don't like our wings? We'll give you the bird.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
What's going on at Mercedes, bruh?
Like always, slanging cars all over the place. Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge over there on Airline Highway. You can check them out at mbobr.com. The certified pre-owned inventory is all over the place. Some great buys, C-Class, CLAs, G-Class, your favorite, the G-Wagon, GLAs.
Yeah. Not the class.
Yep. We got some specials. Go check them out at mbobr.com, mbobr.com.
So, do you remember in the preseason when the Titans signed Jadeveon Clowney?
Yep.
And the Saints were kind of in the mix there. Remember that?
I do.
And then the Titans signed him, and we found out it was a $15 million contract.
Yep.
And remember when I was like, yeah, that's stupid. Who would pay that guy $15 million?
Yep.
And then do you remember also when Jadeveon Clowney fired his agent?
Yep.
And you remember when his agent got him a deal for like just under $60 million with Cleveland?
Yep.
And Jadeveon Clowney rejected that deal?
Yep.
Because he wanted 60 and they got him like 57?
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep. Noah's agent.
It was Brett Favre's agent.
Bus
Cook.
Yep.
He fired Bus Cook.
Yep.
One of the best, most reputable sports agents in the NFL.
Yep.
Clowney fired him. By the way, after he passed on the deal that Bus Cook got him,
yep,
he got nothing.
0.
And then lands a 1-year deal with Tennessee at $15 million, which your boy here said, thank God the Saints didn't spend $15 million for Jadeveon Clowney because I like Marcus Davenport. Remember that?
Yep.
Have you noticed what Jadeveon Clowney's done?
What's he done, Matt?
7 games.
Okay.
15 tackles. No sacks. 3 tackles for loss. 3 run stuffs.
That's it.
He's basically averaging $1 million per tackle. Hey, Clowney, you should have taken the deal they got you from Cleveland. Because
stink.
with this, you ain't getting a job. You ain't gonna sniff the 57 that they had on the table from Cleveland.
No, you can be at the house next year, bro.
He's not going to be at the house, but he ain't going to get that deal. By the way, I bring this up because Clowney was out of practice again Friday due to a knee injury. And I'll point out, not that I'm celebrating Clowney's injury. I don't ever want anybody to get injured. My point is, the Saints were good at not giving him $15 million, is my point.
Attaboy Saints.
If you could have done a 1-year deal, like similar to the Winston deal, cool. Maybe even something in the neighborhood of like, remember they restructured a contract and freed up about $6-7 million? Like, I could have even been on board with that. But in a limited season,
15?
In a limited season, Marcus Davenport, who's played all of 2 games, already has more sacks and tackles for loss than Clowney does.
Hell out of here. I think you got it.
Well, the tighter the ball is, the easier it is to shoot to the basket.
I think you got it.
Ready?
Yeah.
I knew you were going for it. When you moved your cup, I knew what you were going for. But you know what happened?
What happened?
You're just a short guy with little
not
arms.
No, it's not.
You're just a little guy with little arms.
You shot on the other side of me.
That's
why you missed.
You were a little guy with little arms. You couldn't reach it.
You went that way. You missed.
I knew what you were trying to do.
You missed just like you missed on the pick segment. You just missed. Missing today.
I'm going to pick up a game on you. I probably wouldn't have otherwise. I'm going to get back the game that I lost from the TCU thing last week. All right, Brain, Tigers in the pros.
I love this song.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Find them online at kysbesthemp.com.
Bro, you could not go to an LSU tailgate circa 2003 without hearing Tigers on Acid. No matter where you are. Somebody had the big speakers on stands, you know, had like beer funnels.
Oh, yeah.
Doing keg stands.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum.
I could just turn it back up and you
yeah,
wouldn't
do
need
that.
Yeah.
But I do it so much better, Brain.
Better than the original.
That's like Godfather 2. Don't people say Godfather 2 is better than the original?
Some people do, yes. Yeah. Some do.
Name some sequels that are better than the original.
Not Back to the Future.
No, I'm with you on that, yeah.
Rocky?
No. Rocky
what?
2, no, come on.
What? He doesn't even win in the first one.
But Rocky 2 sucked. He wore the jacket with the tiger on it, and Adrian sucks. She's awful. I hate her.
What about Star Wars?
Yeah, Empire was better.
Song just gets me going right here. Right here.
I don't even want to look for an opening to start the segment. I just want to let y'all go. Quan Alexander.
Shout out to Traction Sports.
Has updated his social media profiles to properly rep the black and gold, which is weird because the new profile pic is Quan playing for the Saints versus the Eagles. In the pic, Quan is in the Eagles' backfield, seemingly about to stuff a handoff. I don't think it's real. Look, he's creeping up on Carson Wentz. That never happened.
I'm trying to see the reflection in his visor there.
I spent some time doing that. I couldn't get it. But I haven't been to Williamson yet, so you might have better luck than me.
You see, I'm trying to see if that's maybe the 49ers defensive line. It's got to be Niners, right? It's got to be.
I assume
it may have been Bucks. Might have been Bucks.
It could be. Bucks. It could be there. Abraham Zapruder.
So Quan was at Traction today, training with RC, Ryan Clark.
You were at Traction
He looked
training
good.
with RC.
I think he's good. I'm back on the Saints now because I got to talk to Quan a little bit today.
All right, wait, hang on a second. All right, hang on. Wait 1 second, Brain. So you can actually give us a little bit of legit behind-the-scenes info. So Quan Alexander was at Traction today. He was training.
Yes.
Running.
Yes.
So he had
Ryan put him through all the. Ryan does some crazy.
Hang on one
stuff.
second. Hang on 1 second, because I'm gonna want to clip this.
Okay.
So we'll do this after. So the Tigers on Acid thing isn't going in the background.
But I like that.
No, I know. But then what's going to happen is everybody else is going to hear what you say, and then they're going to use it and reprint. I want to make sure that there isn't
people are going to repurpose it. All right, let me get.
If you don't screw it up,
give me some time to think about
it. So are we pushing pause in the Quan stuff?
Oh, whatever else you got.
Yeah, DJ Shark had a special announcement today. A little more than
he got married again?
He's having a baby.
He is having a baby.
Is he?
Yes,
is
a little more than an hour ago. Yes, a little more than an hour ago. DJ tweeted.
Baby Shark, baby Shark,
baby. Lights on them! My God, lights on the show! He did it! Oh, that's so good!
I like this song too.
Speaking of remixes. Yeah, a little more than an hour ago, DJ Shark tweeted, "Girl Dad," with a little pink heart after it. He also had a couple gender reveal pics with some pink rubber duckies, and "It's a Girl" banner, and gold cleats that read, "Baby Shark." I hope this is clean. Skylar Mays is apparently having a nice NBA combine.
Where did that go?
What?
I like that.
I moved on to the next one. We're done with the shark.
Sorry.
He legit has baby shark.
That's so good.
Cleats.
Yes, with the little sharks on them and everything.
Oh, so good.
Skylar Mays is apparently having a nice NBA combine. The write-up on him today includes, quote, "Mays has nice size for a combo guard.
Yeah, he does.
Good all-around athlete, aggressive slasher who embraces contact, takes the ball strong to the rim." It goes on from there to be even more complimentary. NBA draft coming up November 18th, right after this show is over and somebody wins a pink Roni.
Yeah! RoniGoesPink.com.
That's right. Hey, one more before I get out of here. DJ LeMahieu is being talked about a lot in the nope. MLB offseason.
What is wrong with you?
He so badly wants to adopt DJ LeMahieu and bring him home with him.
He's from Maine or somewhere.
He's from Michigan.
Same thing.
What's
You're
your point?
a Catholic guy.
He plays for the Yankees.
You love him.
I love him. Went to LSU.
Cardinals and
I can't wait for
Marlins.
Josh Smith to be in this because Josh Smith went Calicut, LSU, Yankees.
Oh,
if Josh Smith ends up becoming a Yankee, so I will be so insufferable. And I know him. We were friendly. I love the guy. So it's like.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
Oh,
it's gonna be bad.
If by bad you mean awesome, I agree. So Josh Smith, don't blow it. All right, it's very
screw it
rare.
up.
When do I ever have this opportunity?
Very
think
rare.
about me, Josh.
Yeah.
Stop being so selfish.
Nola.
Yankees.
What if he gets traded? You'd be
great.
so happy.
But that's my point. Is It's Catholic LSU Yankees.
Did DeLucci play for the Yankees?
No. Well, no.
He didn't go to LSU.
He played against, and he didn't go to LSU.
Should have.
ESPN's predicting LeMahieu will re-sign with the Yankees.
Thank you.
And that's Tigers in the pros.
Hold on, Brain. Hold on, Brain. Is he going to win the MVP?
Oh, I don't know that yet. There's absentee ballots still out in Philadelphia.
He's so good.
Brought to you by KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com. Mike Detillier loves the salve. He loves that hemp.
What is salve?
It's like ointment.
Goop.
Yeah, goop.
What does he rub it on?
Whatever hurt. Knees, joints, whatever hurts. Topical ointment. They got cream too. They got oil that you put on your.
Between salve and cream.
The cream is sort of like, it's just the substance is different. The white cream is that is white, like cream, like any other cream. That salve, the consistency is different. Probably how it absorbs would be different. Okay. So use the promo code AFR30, AFR30, AFR30 to get 30% off at KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com. Okay, all right, real quick, let's break. When we come back, I want to talk about Quan. So Quan was at Traction today. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Quan Alexander, this is not a joke, by the way. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so new Saints linebacker Quan Alexander was at Traction today. When we come back, Theriot will tell you what he knows about that. And we'll preview and pick Saints Bucks next, AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Premier South Roofing and PremierSouthLA.com. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, North Shore, and online at PremierSouthLA.com. PremierSouthLA.com. That is Premier South Roofing. If you were in the path of any of the storms this storm season, it was Laura or Delta or Zeta or even an unnamed storm that brought high wind, heavy rain, maybe hail to your home, you could have had roof damage. And you don't know if you had roof damage till one of two things happens. Either you get up on the roof and inspect it to see if there's roof damage, or you have water in your house. And one of those options is far better than the other. So call Premier South Roofing. They'll come out to the house. They'll get up on the roof. They'll inspect it for free to see if you have roof damage. Now, if you're in the path of the storm and you know you have roof damage, whenever you're ready and it's time to rebuild, Premier South Roofing. 757-6621 or PremierSouthLA.com. PremierSouthLA.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Had a great night last night at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Had their Christmas in November event. It was awesome. One day only, best specials of the year. My dad called me today. Hey, I wanted to do the laser hair removal thing. Is that November Christmas thing still going on? I was like, you mean Christmas in November?
Yeah.
You mean the thing that I've been promoting for a month?
Come on, Deke, you're better than that.
The thing that I've said is the best one-day-only specials of the year? That thing that was yesterday, and now you call me this morning to say if that's still going on? No, it's not still going on. It was yesterday.
Come on. Clean it up.
I'm going to get him those specials anyway, though.
I must have lost my invite.
I know a guy. It was literally open to anybody.
Oh.
Thanks for listening, too. Anyway. The Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Blue Bonnet, Baton Rouge, Ambassador, Caffrey, and Lafayette. You know what, though? The Lafayette location has their Christmas in November next week.
Okay.
Next Thursday. It's coming Thursday. TheAntiAgingClinics.com. Okay, so Quan Alexander. This week, Quan was traded from San Francisco to the Saints, and Quan is currently in Baton Rouge at Traction.
Yeah, so I guess per the COVID rules, Quan is rehabbing and training over at Traction Elite Physical Therapy next door, and then the training facility, obviously our strength and conditioning side, working out, getting prepared for the season with the trainers. Was with Ryan today, and he put him through a pretty intense, I guess it was more a skills workout that he was doing with RC today. And Ryan was just fired up, I think, to work with pros this time of the year. I actually went and told him, like, man, you're extra loud and fired up right now. He was like, dude, this is it's like Christmas right now because I normally don't get these guys until the season's over.
Yeah.
So, no, he looks great, man. He's moving around really good.
So Quan had the ankle injury.
He's bigger than I thought he was, I remember. We asked him if he would dye his hair not red, now gold.
Oh, that's a good idea. What did he say?
He said, no, my hair was never red for the teams I was playing for. I just like red. It's my favorite color.
Got it.
Yeah.
And he was playing for Tampa and then for San Francisco, so they were both red. Yeah. So he's not going to dye it gold.
He's not going to dye it gold.
Okay, so that's some hard-hitting questions like, we learned Miss Libby's car is green and Billy likes to drink soda.
Right.
And Quan's hair is red
because
he likes the color red.
It's his favorite
color.
Yep. But moving around good.
Thank you for that recon.
Yeah.
So, but he had missed a few games due to an ankle injury, but looked good.
Looked great.
What was he doing? What kind of movements?
So Ryan does this stuff with tennis balls where they're backpedaling, then they'll go from side to side, that change of direction type stuff. Then you'll come in, catch the ball. But he doesn't do it with footballs. He does it, with tennis balls, and then we'll kind of mix the footballs in after that. So he put him through that, which a lot of the DBs will go through. Guys like Tre'Davious White or whoever it is that's
Dante
working
Jackson.
out. Dante Jackson, yeah, it's working out a training at Traction. So he went through that whole circuit and then hit the weight room with those guys as well. So he looks great. Like I said, he's much bigger than I remember. So we're fired up to have him at Traction and fired up to have him with the Saints for sure.
So for those that don't know, the NFL protocol, as you onboard with a new team, you have to go through the battery of COVID testing and everything. So before he can actually onboard with the team, that's why he's at Traction to be training and be going through all this process until he's allowed via their COVID protocols to join his new teammates. So it's actually really convenient though that Traction's there.
Yeah, if you're not going to train at the Saints facility, what better place to train than Traction?
Nowhere.
That's right.
That's where I would go.
Mm-hmm.
If I were an elite athlete and wanted to train with Ryan Clark, that's where I would go.
That's right.
But I'm not.
But you still come sometimes.
Yeah.
From time to time. I did a workout today, and I thought about you.
What'd you do?
It was with the bands. I did some weight stuff early, but then it was all bands. I'm like, Matt might want to do this one. Just because with your back and stuff, I know you don't want to lift heavy weights. It was actually pretty difficult.
Lessening the resistance training sort of thing. Lower that. So
like a high rep type.
Went back to restored motions today. Had another session. It was awesome. Been feeling so good. I know I've talked about, it is really rewarding. I talked about this about a month ago when I started going over there. But it's not a paid endorsement, by the way. It's just something we talked about it, and a lot of people responded to it because the point I made was like, I'm going to talk about this because I know a lot of people are going to go and they'll get relief because living with back pain sucks. Just chronic pain is miserable, and I've had chronic back and neck pain for a long time. And I was there today, and Crystal over at Restored Motions was telling me the amount of people that have come because they heard me talking about it on the show. One of them, she said, was, and you'll appreciate this, one was a former LSU tennis player. Didn't tell me her name, but said like she was so locked up because playing tennis from 6 years old on, there were so many times where she'd slip discs, and then they would like basically between sets put her on a TINS unit or give her a pain-killing injection, and like the problem just compounded. Mm-hmm. And so she was just so stuck in those painful, chronic painful positions internally, and it's just. I'm telling you, man, if you deal with chronic pain, go see Crystal at Restored Motions. Give it a try. If you've done everything else, you've done painkillers and muscle relaxers and acupuncture and chiropractic. I mean, all those things are great for a lot of them will help you with symptoms. But if you want to get to the root of what's ailing you, man, I'm telling you, go see her. Give it a try. Maybe Quan could go there for his ankle.
Yeah.
While he's in town?
Why wouldn't he?
You want me to hook it up?
I think he should.
Well, when you're there, ask him. But tell him the deal is he's got to dye his hair gold.
Maybe he and I could go together. We could do like a couples massage thing.
It's not really like that.
What? They don't do couples massage?
It's not really a massage in that. It's not really a massage in that sense.
What other massages do they have?
Well, that's where you got to go. It's not like a relaxation massage. You're going to get into your tissue and your bands and your ligaments and like.
You can't hold hands with your partner while you're doing it?
No, you can't. You wouldn't want to do that.
And gaze off into their eyes
you will not gaze into anyone's eyes.
Your eyes are going to be closed.
Yes.
And your teeth are going to be.
No, not like that. No. You're going to relax. You're going to unwind. You feel good.
So she doesn't do like a couples deal, like a discount if two. Can we do that, or like how does that work?
Do you want me to go and hold your hand?
Maybe. Would you do that? We did the couples facial when we went to Aesthetic that time.
We do. We got to do that again, by the way.
Yeah. Look, I'm just waiting on the invite. You go do all the cool stuff at Aesthetic. You don't even tell me about it. So, need some Brotox.
Hey, you know what? There was a great event yesterday where everything was at its extremely discounted prices that you could have taken advantage of.
No, I want it for free.
Dad?
I want it free.
I don't get it free.
Well,
why would you get it free? I don't get it free. Mm-hmm. Saints Bucks on Sunday. Week 1, we talked about this. You picked Tampa. I picked the Saints. I was right and you were wrong. So, what do you think about Sunday night? Give me your thought.
I'm a little nervous because AB is back in the league.
Realistically, at 32, having not played more than a year, do you think he makes an impact?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I think he's really good.
He was for a long time, and then we haven't seen him in more than a year.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. I think Gronkowski's starting to get back into football shape.
Yeah.
Catching some balls, running over people, hitting them with the forearm. But the Saints are getting healthy too. Mike Thomas, greatest receiver on the planet. He's back. My man Bo Lowry got him right. I don't think Quan's going to play this week. I don't know.
No, Quan's out.
He's out?
Quan
Okay.
can't play this week.
So Quan's out.
Yeah, no
what about
Quan.
the guy with the long blonde hair? Is he playing linebacker?
Alex Anzalone,
Yeah.
he'll play, yeah.
Okay, I like him.
Yeah.
I like his hair.
Well, Quan's about to take his spot.
Okay, well, he's got one more week to prove himself. So I think he's going to be playing really hard. He's going to play really hard. Hair on fire. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints in this one.
Really?
Yep, give me the Saints in this one.
Wow. What changed?
Quan.
He's not playing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And
What?
And look, can't check Mike's back.
Can't guard Mike, by the way.
I like check, though.
That's not it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
can't
but-
guard
I mean,
Mike.
that's what I say.
But that's wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody says that.
I say that.
But that's not correct.
Yeah, but-
That's like saying,
No, it's
I
my-
say 2 + 2 is 5. It's like, no, it's 4. But that's what I say. It's
Well,
5.
If it's what you say, it's what you say.
But that's not right.
Yeah, but that's what I like. Check.
But no one else acknowledges that.
That's okay.
That
I'm okay with that. Perfectly fine with that. That's what I call him.
You don't call him that. You just screwed up.
I
Is what
call
you
him
did.
either that or I call him Arsenio Hall. One of the two.
When they played the first time, I said, Tampa's got a 43-year-old quarterback. People are going gaga over Gronk, who hadn't played more than a year. And last time we saw him, he stunk, which he did. People were all, oh, they traded for LaShawn McCoy, who was a healthy scratch on the Chiefs' playoff run. My point was, the version of the Bucs week 1 that everyone thought was going to be wasn't very good. They weren't. The Saints blew them out. Like, I don't care what that final score was. Like, it wasn't even that close. And actually, my exact words to you, I know this because Drew watches this clip all the time because he loves watching you on YouTube. I don't know why, but he does. My kid watches Theriot on YouTube. You picked the Bucs, and I was like, Saints, 30-23, and it's not even going to feel that close. That was my pick the first time. Saints by a touchdown, and they ended up winning 34-23, and it wasn't even really that close. The Bucs are better now. They're better. They're a better team right now than New Orleans. The Saints have battled so many injuries, but what's massively impressive is that they've gotten to 5-2 in spite of those injuries. Without Mike Thomas, without Emmanuel Sanders. Marquez Callaway went down last week. They spent half the season without Marcus Davenport. I mean, my God, they went on the road and won a football game without their top 2 cornerbacks. I mean, it's incredibly impressive what they've been able to do. I look at this game, though, and I think right now Tampa is playing better. I think Tampa was in a look-ahead spot last week in New York, and I think Tampa is playing better than New Orleans is right now. And I think Tampa's going to win on Sunday. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with splitting the regular season because I do think these two teams are going to end up being the best 2 teams in the NFC, and they're going to play again in January. I think Seattle's defense is atrocious, as great as Russell Wilson has been. It reminds me a lot of the Saints teams where Breeze compiled a tremendous amount of offensive statistics, and they kind of came up short. I don't think Green Bay is going to hold up long term. I know they won last night, but San Francisco was basically without their whole team. I think New Orleans and Tampa are the 2 best teams in the NFC. Let me rephrase that. I think New Orleans and Tampa come January will be the 2 best teams in the NFC. When Mike Thomas is back to full strength, when you get Quan Alexander fully acclimated, when Marcus Davenport is now playing through a full season, when Sheldon Rankins is back off his knee injury, like I think this team in January is going to make a lot of noise and is going to have that opportunity. I think Sunday, I get why Tampa's favored. And by the way, the Saints haven't played great in Tampa. They're 2-2 in the last 4 there. And if you remember a couple of years ago, last year Jameis threw 4 picks. Other than that, who knows how that goes. 2 years ago, the Saints were listless. It was 14-3, and Taysom had the block punt, if you remember, which kind of sparked him and brought him back to life, and they rallied and won. Maybe, like, I could make a case that Peyton and Breeze, whenever they're in this back-against-the-wall type environment, this is when they elevate and play their best, and maybe they will. But I think this is probably a game where Tampa gets them, but they play again in January, and I cannot wait to see that because I think in January, maybe in a playoff bubble, however that goes, I think will be great theater, Brady and Breeze in that setting. So, but I do think the Bucs win on Sunday, but I don't think that's crippling for New Orleans. All right, it's after further. I hope I'm dead wrong too, by the way. Hope you're right.
Always right.
You're not always right. You picked Tampa week 1. You were wrong.
Can't check Mike.
Can't guard Mike. It's after further review.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Carriages in Bocage, carriagesbr.com, carriagesbr.com. Can't check Mike. Carriages, you're so stupid. Carriagesbr.com. Go see our friends over at Carriages in Bocage today. As a matter of fact, I should have told you about this earlier in the show, but I've been talking about it all week. The Martin Dingman Trunk Show is going on today over at Carriages in Bocage. If they still got a few more minutes before they close if you want to get by. But the bottom line is, man, if you need some new footwear, Martin Dingman, man. Trunk Show's going on today. All the new apparel, the new line for fall of 2020 is there at Carriages in Bocage. The rep on site today, 1 day only. They close at 6. They close in 12 minutes. I know it stinks. You probably missed it. But they'll still have plenty of great inventory there tomorrow and all throughout the season. So get by and check them out at Carriages in Bocage or at carriagesbr.com. carriagesbr.com. As a matter of fact, I have something there that I bought that was getting altered that I need to go pick up because I'm going to wear it in New Orleans tomorrow. I'm telling you, if it's dress shirts, if it's officially licensed LSU gear, if it's footwear, any accessories, it's Carriages in Bocage. Carriagesbr.com. Carriagesbr.com.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can get into a 2020 Highlander for $4,500 off MSRP. That's right, $4,500 off MSRP. Hurry in, they won't last long. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
$10,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford F-150. Buy a new one for less than a used one. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Super shout out to our friends at Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center, title sponsor of our Friday shows all throughout the year. If you want to go enjoy a cocktail, a glass of whiskey, they have scotch, bourbon, they actually have an amazing selection at the bar. A great place to watch the game. They got 7 TVs, individual bays where your group can sit in comfortable furniture, enjoy a premium cigar, your favorite drink. They have draft beer, bottled beer as well, or go into the retail shop next door. Stock your stash, load up your humidor. It's Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center in Baton Rouge. Title sponsor of our Friday shows all throughout the year and the home of whiskey and wine for every LSU football game. All right, we'll get to Ask Ryan here to wrap up a busy Friday edition of AFR. Football Friday edition with no LSU game. Brain, do you want to get us a final poll result question, please? If you could, we'll get to some Ask Ryan. Let me know when you have it, please. Ask Ryan. This is Ewell Sullivan. Ask Ryan, what was your biggest rival at Broadmoor?
Right, Tara.
Stiff competition, huh?
Tara was good.
Oh, no, I'm sure they were, yeah.
I would say Catholic, but we whipped them every year in the Jamboree. So
that's right. Jamboree, fake game. Good job. Thanks.
They wouldn't play us.
Let's see. Ask Ryan. What do you think of the time change?
I hate it right now. Off the time change right now.
What do you think about places? When I lived in South Bend for a year, half the year we were Central Time Zone. half the year we were East Coast time.
That's the stupidest thing in the world.
It was awful. By the way, the Eastern time zone is the worst. It's miserable. Everything starts at like 9 o'clock at night.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. Farmers. Ask Ryan, are the Dodgers, Charlie H., are the Dodgers a dynasty?
Could be. Really? Go ahead.
No.
I think Corey Seager's the best player on the planet. I think Mookie Betts is right there, right behind him. They got a lot of really good young players. Bellinger, yeah.
Ask Ryan, will we ever see you on a whiskey and wine?
It could happen, but probably not.
Brain, what's our poll results?
65% of respondents do not think that Paul O'Neill is the biggest jerk at Guarantee.
65% are wrong.
And if you were asking about the other poll,
yeah,
are you glad LSU is not playing this weekend? 84% say yeah, they need the rest.
I don't know if it's rest.
See, that's the way Brain characterized the question, was like, they need the rest. Like, they need more than rest, brother.
Oh, I didn't specify if they meant the team or the fans.
What they need, the team, I hope they get in this bye week. Brain, Paul, thanks what? Oh, I just wanted to make that ding. Thanks for coming in. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. See y'all Monday at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. I have got to shout out my guy, Brandon Holly. Owner of Relief Windows, named Baton Rouge Business Report 40 under 40.
He's a guy.
Fired up for him, man. Brandon's a great dude. I know you know Brandon well personally. I've known Brandon a long, long time, and he has done an incredible job of building Relief Windows into a mega power, man. At 38 years old, to do what he's done building that business is remarkable, and he's done it in a manner which is so ethical, and I couldn't be prouder of him. I couldn't be prouder to endorse Relief Windows every day. The honor that they give me to represent their company and their brand and everything they've built, I always take that I so seriously. But I'm very happy for him, man. Happy for my guy, proud of him. Congrats, Brandon Holly. 40 under.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are